Welcome back, everyone, to another session here. This is your man, Propagate This Light. I see y'all in the chat real fast. And this evening we have Sandy Diva, and we also have Mud Rabbit, Rabbit, excuse me. And yeah, I've been going through a lot. I'm just going to go through a couple of line items real fast before I start bringing people up. If you're interested, just read the pinned message in the chat, and you have to verify that you will follow the guidelines because I have a couple of things to go over regarding that as well. It won't be too long. I'm going to share the screen and show some things as well. And then I'm going to get people up here. Um, I'm going to go through the chat real fast. If there's any undesirable audio inflections that you hear through my microphone there, just please let me know. I can't hear myself, and you're helping me to hear me. Thank you. Go through the chat real fast. See what's going on here. Uh, yes. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, so let me go ahead and get to these line items real fast so I get people up here. Just real fast, let me go over something. So, recently they had Coachella. I don't know if y'all familiar with Coachella. Um, I've been telling people since the lockdown, I wouldn't be taking any long trips, or doing any events like that. It seems that, from what I've noticed in some of the news items, that some of the places like, um, places you go that have rides and things like that. And I can't think of the name of that, fairgrounds and things like that. Things have been happening, like rides have been getting stuck. Roller coasters getting stuck on the loop, and people are upside down and things like this. One person passed away, on the ride. Is crazy, and then we have Coachella, and then we have the event with that rap artist. I can't think of his name now, but some things happened at his show. And then so recently here at Coachella, people were stuck in a car line for 13 hours. You know what I mean? People paid a lot for their tickets, and there were snakes out there and all kinds of stuff going on. No one had a restroom. There was no food. There was no gas for the vehicles that were in line. There was thousands of people in their cars in 106-degree weather, and they were using their restroom in bushes and things. I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't think it's worth it, if you ask me. Um, Let me go to the chat real fast. What's up, Mud Rabbit? There you go, right there. Um, yeah, so yeah, that was just really, really bad. I wouldn't have been there, but I hope people have fun. But I don't think it's really worth it these days. Me and my reality, going to places like this. I think there's a lot more going on than just the reason why we had to stay in the house. That's a whole nother story. So there'll be one person I won't be bringing up. If you see someone in the chat that says send me the link, I can't do it this time around, man. Um, the previous panel was great, but there were some things I did not like about it. Uh, that particular person just keeps cutting people off when they're talking. The mind was building his thoughts, and he was waiting for his turn to speak. And when he just started building his thoughts and about to speak, then this person jumped in and cut him off and started calling on someone else. You know what I mean? And it was just totally off topic as well. And some new people come up on the panel, and that's what I would like to have. And then they disappear. They disappear out of nowhere. And I want, like, where did they go? Right? Well, come to find out, it's because something about the vibe is not right. And I've always said right there in the description box, I left audio as well, referring to not cutting people off when they're speaking. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to act like I'm ignoring this person. I'm just going to say it straight out. Noel, you have to sit this one out if you're listening. Just chill with us in the chat if you want, but can't bring you up on this one right here for now until we get things, situated with that, interrupting people and things like that. I'm all about this conversation, man. This is not a show. This is not a showing. I'm not trying to be, entertain people and just have things go every which way but the right way and just people talking over each other. No, I'm trying to have a direct, mature conversation, and I'm trying to learn something here. and people listening, I'm assuming it's the same thing. Let me hop in the chat to see what's going on real fast. Let's see here. So what is this link you're posting there? Boston Ray Mud Flood? What is that link for? Or going to? What is that going to there? Jackie says people flip flop around. Checking my private chat real fast. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for coming here and being here. I do have somebody at the door. It's going to be coming up pretty soon after I get through this. Mr. Sidewinder, what's up? I made you a moderator, a moderator here. No, I've been on different channels. Like for instance, okay, let me just iron out the details here. I watch a lot of different streams, and sometimes I'm on different streams. So don't think it's about you if you're running the channel and I'm over there sometimes, and I've been doing this for many years, going on streams and watching streams and things of that nature. But if your channel fits what I just said, I mean, but no, I'm not, making this a personal thing. I'm just saying in general. I mean, it's in my description box. It's been there since the first stream here. Did not cut people off. Nobody talk over people. You know what I mean? But that seems to happen here sometimes. Now, the previous stream, like I said, the mind was trying to speak. He was cut off, and then Noel asked me a question, and as I was about to answer it, someone else's voice just jumped in and started answering the question, and then the other person that was on the panel at the time got into a conversation with that person about the response, and then they changed the topic, and then I put in the chat. I put in the chat that I didn't even answer the question. So finally, someone asked me a question. Is it Propagate? So and so and so and so. I was about to respond, and then someone else jumped in and answered it. So what I do here is I let people talk. I'm always muted. You know what I mean? I just want to have that same thing back as well. Like when I'm about to speak, don't have your mic open. I don't want to hear no sounds, nobody moving cups around as I'm about to speak, or jumping in before I can finish my sentence. I would like to finish my sentence, please, because even if you know what I'm about to say, that's cool. But there's other people listening that may want to hear me out to get to know me better, to hear exactly what I'm saying here. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, there's streams that I've been on as well. There's one that I was on the other night called American Zombie with the homie Max Doubt. That was him at the beginning speaking. So you can look at my community section, you'll see that stream there. Now, you'll see my name on his title, and I didn't know he was going to put it there. I was just scrolling through on YouTube that night, and then I see he was going live, and I see my name in the title, and I was like, whoa. So I don't want y'all to think that was planned. That wasn't planned. I see my name on his title. I was like, whoa. So anyway, I joined the panel, and everything fit well, and he was giving me props, no pun intended. So let's see here. I'm in the Chizat real fast. I see some names in here. Yeah, what's up, Katina Birdcage? And what's up, everybody that's popping in? Also from Sandy's channel as well. Thank you. This is being broadcast from at Propagate This Light. But just sit back and join. But the thing is, if you want to reach out to any particular person by adding them in the chat, you'll have to go over to my channel if you're not on there, and you'll be able to add the person in the chat, and they can see it. It will be highlighted and whatnot. But other than that, you can sit where you're at, enjoy the stream, not a show. Let me see what Sandy's saying. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, sometimes when I'm live, someone in the chat sometimes says, "Oh, so and so is live right now." Not me, but someone else. That's cool. But I've said before, you know, just go. If you're gonna go to another stream, just don't influence other people to leave. And I'm gonna tell you like this: no one that I know of is doing it like we're doing it here. So if you want to leave or go to someone else that's live, that's fine. I'm not going to arrange no time slots or nothing like that. or nothing like that. I'll go live every Monday at 5:15 p.m. PST. Either you're here or you're not. And that's what it is. If you want to go to another channel and they're live, cool. Go listen to them talk about current events if you want to. If you're in the mood for that, that's fine with me. But we go spiritual here, so let's keep it on the topic. You know what I mean? When we're up on the panel. Um, Let me see here. We have unindoctrinated. Sandy, is this on another channel? Need the link. So yeah, if you post the link on this channel, it's not going to be clickable. You'll probably have to go to your channel and post it in the chat. It's at Propagate This Light. That's the channel. And you click the live tab and you'll see open panel 24 there. All right. Go to the Chizat real fast. Sanctuary, what's up? Uh-huh. Um, Hebro's here. Okay. All right. Hebrew, what's up? Um, Let me see. Yeah, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Was I cut out? 'Cause I thought y'all could hear me. Um, I was going through the chat and I was mentioning things. Were you able to hear me, or was I cut out for a minute there? Just let me know. Yes or no. Okay, I cut out. Okay, sorry about that. That was unintentional. All right, everybody says they can hear me now. During that space, I was actually talking. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, you paused. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. My device kind of went out, dropped out on me a little bit there. Pamela, what's up? Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Um, yeah. If you're Sandy, are you in a mod here in the chat? Because if you are, that link will be clickable. Let me see here. Oh, they just said thanks. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if you're a mod real fast before I continue here. Okay, I'm gonna make Sandy a mod. If I can, let me see here. Give me a second. Um, Sandy Diva. I thought you might have been already a mod. I to remove. Oh, you're already a mod. Okay, my bad. All right, on to the line items here. And thanks for the likes. I see I have 3 thus far. hmm Um, but yeah, this is a conversation, and whoever has a show, they do their show the way that they do it. They play music or whatever have you. That's cool. That's cool. But this right here, I kind of want to do things different, just like a conversation more than the entertainment factor. You could joke here and there. It's fine with me, but just keep it conversation. Okay, Sandy hit me up in the back room, said she's already a mod. Okay, and I do a lot of the reach outs here, as you can see, as you can hear. Go over the chat before everybody starts talking because I don't want to, mess up the conversation. Um, and I usually put people on the screen anyway. Um, oh, anybody that pops on the panel, if there's anything you have to tell me that you don't want to say on the panel, hit me up in the backroom chat. That's what that's for, in the private chat. So everything can stay clean, that's going out to the public. All right, so let me go over the line items here. Some more here. Um, yeah, so I've been kind of I don't want to get into a sob story, but I'm happy I'm streaming now because I've been going through some things, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People that have donated to me was helping me out with one of the situations that I was in, and I just want to show them, where their money has went. All right, so let me see here. Um, I'll show that later because I don't have that set up right now. Let me see here. Um, oh, some people have told me that, yeah, man, I want to go to your channel, man, your live stream on Monday, right? Yep, yep. Yeah, man, do me a favor, remind me. Okay, I'll out of courtesy, I'll remind you, and then they don't respond to the text. They don't show up. I don't have time for that. Why should I have to remind you? Put it on your scheduler, right? I'm not going to waste time reminding people that's not going to respond. And then I could send them a text about anything else and they'll respond to it. If you're asking to be reminded, I'll do a courtesy. I'll remind you. If you don't show up, you just don't show up. You're just missing out. Let me see here. Oh, and recently there, within the past week, people talk about shifting, right? Wow, you're not going to believe what I've been going through regarding, possibility of shifting. When you talk about the ME and things like that. Well, I had a conversation, I think, with MESandyDiVa and someone else some time ago, and I was feeling very tired. And then we were talking about that, and then one person said, "Well, I feel energetic um, some of the time." They were saying that I feel extra tired because I'm shifting, or I have shifted, or something like that. And then the other people said that they have different symptoms, like one person gets very energetic or whatever. Um, so that happened to me again recently. I was just extra tired. Um, Give me a second here. I'm going to Chizat. Are you referring to me, Jackie? Can you respond to the name meaning change situation? Is that for me? Mm, All right. So I was feeling very tired. And then the next day, I went out and about, went to work or whatever. And I don't just go straight to one place and then go back home. I'm all over the place for work. And boy, you won't believe I've seen restaurants that never was there. Now, I observed this first. I didn't say, okay, that looks different, and then talk about it. I had the whole week to like look around and observe things and things like that. Boy, I'm telling you, restaurants, it, architecture of certain buildings has been there. A certain part of the building, the architecture is different than what I recall. There's a bakery right there. There never was a bakery right there. There's a business right here that never was there. It's like over a handful of things I was noticing that I've never seen before. And it just feels weird. It feels like I'm in a whole different place. There's a cafe that just had an open area. Now they have a fence around it. It's like, what the heck? um, Sagorm says, we shifted a week ago. So real fast, um, can you add to that? Like what brings you to that conclusion? I mean, I want to know for sure. But you know, with me, just like whoa, it's like I notice these things that are different. Um, I'm just going through the chat. Give me a second. Jackie says you don't shift. Reality changes every second. That's what she says. Okay, well, whatever's going on, I'm just using shifting as a thing. Like I really want to know the mechanics behind that, but I don't think anybody know. You know what I'm saying? But reality changes around us, huh? Okay. Um, let's see here. Rebecca, what's up? Um, Looking in the private chat real fast. Her name meaning changed, but I don't know from what. Okay. All right. Just a little bit more line items. I want to bring people up. I got Sandy waiting. Let me see here. Going to the chat. And what's up? Interesting. I haven't had much time to look around. I noticed geography changes, the USA map. Was that within the past week? I mean, I'm so serious. I've businesses, restaurants. I'm like, that wasn't there before. Even street art. I'm like, where did this come from? I only took one day off of work. Like, y'all put all this up within that one day I took off from work? I never seen nothing like this before. Like a whole bunch of stuff, like restaurant. You know what I did? I During the time when people said that, oh, you're shifting and that's why you're tired, I said to myself, I actually made a prayer. I said, if this is the case, I want to know for sure. Like I want to notice the things that are different. And the next thing you know, I'm noticing all this stuff. Coding changes is what Jackie says there. Um oh, one thing, right? I've said this before. Some of y'all missed it. I had a friend and I brought up some so-called MEs, you have a close friend that knows hip hop. So I brought up a hip hop one, Flavor Flav, and things like that. I even brought up a name of a business. And when I brought up the name of the business, they were like, "Oh, they have this new thing now, this new law where they have to change it due to copy." Really, a business that's been there for 100 years, all of a sudden they got to change their name. That doesn't make any sense. When you're establishing a business, because I had a business before, but not as big as Macy's. But when you're establishing a business that big, I will assume that they have to go through licensing, branding, copyright. You have to be sure that no one else has that name before they, sign up that name. You know what I mean? So, what about, names changing back to the way it was? What about that? Oh, the law said, oh, we changed our mind. You can go back to the way it was. And then that particular person said that, oh, uh, he actually called me crazy in a nice way, but and also said that maybe, I'm getting older. Maybe it's an age thing. And I said this before. I'm like, on the previous stream, I said, you're saying this maybe it's an age thing, but you're older than me. Don't be such a dunce. Let me see here. I'm just going through. Rebecca, yes, all the cool people are here. Let me see here. Get it on the chisat. I'm getting on the screen there. Whoa. Moving to. Yep, they're here. The cool kids. Um, and Jackie says it's not an age thing. Let me see. Get that. Yeah, it's not. It can't be an age thing. Um. All right. Going off into a couple more line items here before we get started on the conversation. Um. Yeah, and since that time when I was tired, ever since then, it seems like I have a short temper now. But at least I have control. Some people have said that um the this was gone in my name and it was and they said that my attitude was a lot different. And I've heard people say that wherever we're at now, people seem to be meaner. And I've kind of experienced some, situations where the person just turned mean for no reason. Just seems. I don't know if that happened to me or not, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Let me see here. Oh, the American Zombie channel that I have in my community section. That was an awesome conversation. Um, it was good. And then he had me up there, and then another person came up there named Mr. X, and we just had a good, mature conversation. There was no, you know, bouncing around and this and that, or people cutting people off like it happens here sometimes. You know what I mean? A couple of times I accidentally had my mic open, and then but he let me speak regardless. I just opened my mic, and he was able to see that, and indicated that I wanted to speak. That was beautiful. And plus, when I opened my mic, there was no background noise. Um, so everybody had a chance to speak without being interrupted. I was able to say a full sentence um, at my speed of talk without having to rush through it because someone's trying to ready to talk and cut me off. So that was cool. Um, Let me see here. And no offense to nobody, I just want it's right there in the description box. It's been there since day one. And everybody I had up here said that they agreed to the guidelines. So it is what it is. I'm just mentioning, like, you know. Let's see here. Oh, Easter just passed, right? It's all good. One of those one thing I have to say about holidays, aren't you tired of celebrating all these different holidays? Like, is it just me? Like, I'm just tired of it at this point. Let's see. All right, let me give you. Let me get this here first. I'm just messing around here backstage. Let me see here. All right, let me. Let me see here. What's up right here? Okay, I want to show some things real quick. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Let's see here. All right, this right here. I got these pictures. There's going to be a couple of pictures. I'm going to bring Sandy up in a minute. Um, These pictures I got from Reddit, from a ME group there. Uh, how the Grinch Stole Christmas, right? Now I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm tired of pointing things out," and yeah, I get it. People want to know why it's happening, including me. But sometimes I can't help but to notice these things and point it out and say, "Hey, what do y'all think?" It is what it is, right? It's the ME. The way I recall this is the Grinch. Do y'all recall it being titled "How the Grinch Stole Christmas"? I could have sworn it was titled different. What would you say? I'm gonna go through the chat real fast, see what y'all saying about this. Sag arm, send me the link. Yeah. Oh, and again, if anybody comes up, I don't want to hear no scrippity scrappity. This has to be a clean broadcast, professional. If you again, um, just read in the description box. Read everything, like about the microphone you need to have. Don't have a wired microphone and you come up here just is scraping and scraping on all kinds of stuff. Things like that. Make sure you're going to sound good. You know what I'm saying? So we can actually hear you and have a intelligent, professional, mature conversation. Okay. So the Grinch that wasn't it titled different? That's what I want to know. I don't recall how the Grinch stole Christmas as being the title here. All right. I'm not going to say what I think it was. There's a lot of people here. I know somebody could respond to this. I thought it was the Grinch that stole Christmas or something like that. Not how the Grinch stole Christmas. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. The original book was The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Huh. The Grinch. Oh, the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Huh. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I had the book when I was a kid. That's how I remember it. This is what Mud Rabbit says there. All right. Out of 100 people, only one person responded to this. I guess you don't know about this here. Oh, welcome. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Okay, so where's the Who at? Not the band. Um, okay. It just takes a while for the chat to come through here. Bigger, what's up? The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Okay, y'all are helping me out to recall the right way. I just want to be sure that I'm correct. Okay, let's go to the next one here. All right, so again, I got these pictures from the ME group on Reddit, and there was like summaries to all of these. I didn't copy and paste those here, but I'm just showing the picture that went with it. Now, if you can see the Berenstain Bears at the top, Berenstain. Now, if you look at the bottom, it's spelled different. Okay, here is Berenstain at the top, and over here on the far right is spelled different. Okay, here's another one, and you see it says Berenstain on the bottom here, bottom left, bottom right, up at the top, Berenstain. And we know that sometimes you have two in the same article, or whatnot. You have both ways in there sometimes. Bigger, what's up? Steen. I don't know what FTW means. That's new to me. But thank you for your comment there. Let's see. Uh, and then we go to the next one here. Now, I recall this is, excuse me, Daryl Hall and John Oates, but some would say that only on certain items it has the and, but on other ones it doesn't. So these don't have the and. Oh, for the win. Thank you, my rabbit. FTW. Um, my rabbit or anybody else, do you recall? Do you know about this? Like on certain items, it doesn't have and. That's what it said on the summary to this picture on Reddit. On these pictures, it doesn't have and. I just recall it as and. Let's see. On to the next picture here. Oh, let me. That's too. That's too loud. Anyway, I'll leave it like that. Um, this is something that I'm familiar with. This is the one that brought me in to the ME. At first, I thought it was nonsense. I was skeptical, and I said to myself, well, if this one thing changed, and I'll look more into it. And that was what I knew for sure, which was heavens. And this person on Reddit says the same thing. I actually did a little test at the bookstore a few days ago. This is what this says. Following up on the Bible Mandela effect, if anyone remembers, a lot of people noticed that the opening line of Genesis had dropped the S from heavens. I checked a variety of versions, and now only the King James Version is missing the S. So this person is writing with me on this and other people as well. I thought I was the only one. Like this is excuse me. This was way before I started live streaming, and I wasn't even talking to nobody about it. I was just hearing stuff online, and it was this is a personal one for me, and this is where it all started for me. Is noticing the S was gone. So here's another one. So the Statue of Liberty. This person says that now it's the right arm, but when the Statue of Liberty was located, I guess in the original spot, it was the left arm that was up. What would you all say about that? Graffiti tattoo, welcome, says heavens there. Yep, yep. Mm, let me see here. I was going through the Chizat. Do y'all think it was the right arm that was up, or was it always the left that was up for the Statue of Liberty? Looks like she has a face mask on. Huh. Oh, left. Okay, Sagorm says left. Mr. Super Sidewinder says always right for me. Okay. The point, and Mud Rapper says the point being, it's not the thing that changed. It was Jackie's perception of reality at that point. Huh. All right. Go to the next one. Sinbad. So this person says that they made a movie room for their kid, and they had like these DVDs on the shelf. They actually, excuse me, not a movie room. They kind of made an area of their house to look like a blockbuster video. So they had these movies on the shelf. And here's a Sinbad movie. Do y'all recover? Excuse me. Do y'all recall the cover of it looking like that? And then they said on top of that, it was next to a movie regarding Mandela. If you can see right there on the right, and on the left, it has Shaq O'Neal's movie as well. Do y'all recover and recall that cover for the Sinbad movie? It kind of looks familiar to me, man. Like I've seen that cover art before, man. You know? Yes, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's how I recall it. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Thank you, Tarnation. Mm, let me see what Jackie says. Okay, let's see here. Going through the chat. Give me a second. Yes, it is ironic. What's up, Para? Marv? Huh. Ironic that is next to Mandela. Yep. And that's how these kind of things kind of happen. If you notice, like if you're really observant, things like this be happening, man. Let's see here. Let's see if we have another one here for you. Nope. That's it. All right. Yeah. So if that's the actual cover, I'm bringing it to y'all now. I'm not the originator of this picture. Got it from Reddit. But if y'all haven't seen it, this. I recognize this cover, man. I swear, I think I recognize this cover, man. But they're saying the movie never existed, which is weird. All right, stop screen there. Give me a second. Okay, and I have one more thing. Well, let me see here. Share screen. Give me a second. I'm about to bring Sandy up in a second. Just give me 1 second here. I want to show where your money is going if you donate to me, because I really need some help, and I'm trying to get this paid. They really don't want to go over it now, but for those that know about this, I have to do it. Those who are here on the last stream and that donated to me for this reason. I just want to show you where your money's going to let you know that it's no scam or anything like that. Okay, so I usually don't go over my personal business online. So I'm gonna show you where your donations went, and I could use more help because I'm trying to pay off this that hit me out of nowhere. I just got through paying my 2024 taxes, and then they hit me with back taxes. That's all I'm trying to say. And I only could do so much, man. I've been stressing, but it is what it is. So here's where your money is going for those that did donate. Let me see here. All right. Let me see here if I could fix this for you. All right. If you look right here on the bottom right, this is the IRS website. You'll see the electronic payments. So those that donated knows how much they sent in. That's where your money went, to help me pay this off. And I appreciate the help. Anybody else want to help? I appreciate it. Mud Rabbit posted the donation details earlier here. Let me see if I can find it just real fast. But if you missed the donation details, it's in my description box right at the top. Right at the top. I mean, $20 here and there, 30. I'll immediately put it towards this because I need this in order to I need to do this in order to be able to survive. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the money to really do it. You know what I mean? $700. It doesn't have it here, but that's how much it is. And as back taxes, it hit me out of nowhere. All right, so now I'm going to start bringing people up. So that was the line items that I go over a lot of times at the beginning. I do all of that in the beginning so it won't disturb the conversation. Um, so let me see who we have here at the door. Give me 1 second to wreck it in a good way. I'm just gonna go to the chat real fast. Oh, someone else is at the door there. All right, about to let two people in. Let's see here. Oh, here we are. Mud Rabbit posted the donation details. Even if this stream is pre-recorded, it doesn't mean that I don't need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like I really need the help. I'm trying to work the 9 to 5. I'm not just sitting around, you know, doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I know somebody that has been and went up there and asked their audience for help, and they received over $8,000 just from. But the thing is this: they always use God, from my perspective, to get to people. They'll, uh, Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Why do you have to say that all the time? And then right after that, sometime after that, oh, I need money. And then even this homeless guy was like, oh, you need money? Well, we got to get you some money. I'm like, you're homeless. What are you talking? You need money too, I'm pretty sure. But at least I'm doing what I need to do to try to do things myself, which I've been doing. I never really asked for anything. I've been streaming for about 5 years or so, and I never really asked for anything except for the past couple of streams there. So if anybody want to help out, that's all good. I appreciate that. Again, these details is clickable in the description box right at the top there. And again, whoever I have on the panel, and yeah, let me just show you here. Never mind, I could just talk about it. There's a small paragraph at the top as well that states that whoever's on the panel, the conversation will go in that direction unless you join the panel. But the topics are there. We could talk about anything. I could talk about all those topics for hours. But if I have someone up here that's into the ME, And that's probably the direction that we're going to go in. You know what I mean? The last stream kind of went too far into politics, but people are, talking and conversating, and it's a good vibe. But I want to stray away from politics. Oh, and one other thing, I've already stated that if you're about to say something that shouldn't be said here, maybe once or twice you can say we're not supposed to talk about this here, but not all through the conversation. Oh, we're not supposed to talk about it. I just want to have a clean conversation. Just in your head, just change the topic. You know what I mean? I don't want the continuously here, but I do appreciate reminding maybe 2 times, but not just all through the conversation. You know what I mean? That's just my desire of how I want to bake this cake, so to say. The ingredients are in the description box. So I'm just saying, please follow that if you come up on the panel. Pamela, what's up? Um, and if you want to come up, if you have time, you should be a clean stream here. Jackie, what's up? All right, so I'm going to bring people up now. Give me a second. Let's see here. Who you talking to, Sandy? What's up?
Hi. I forgot that I was muted.
All good. How you been?
Good. How are you?
All right, all right, all right.
I'm confused about something. I saw
Yes.
you talking to Noelle, but I could not see Noelle anywhere.
Where was I talking to her? Here?
Yeah, didn't she ask for the link and you said she's interrupting people so she can't come up?
No, I didn't say that. Someone else was. I think they were mocking her by saying, "Send me the link," and it was icons next to it. I forgot who. I think it was Sagorm, and I was just talking about that. But aside from that, I was saying that this time around, I may have to leave her off. But Noelle, if you're listening, just hang out in the chat. Much love to you still, because she, just
That's why I was confused. Okay, I'm like, I don't see Noelle anywhere. And I thought someone blocked her. And that's why I was worried. I do have a
okay, it's
lot of
all good.
wrenches on my channel. You see what I'm saying? So I got worried for a moment.
Okay, it's all good. Welcome in. I'm about to let somebody else in the door. Are you okay with that, or do you want to go over some things real quick?
No, I'm good.
Mud Rabbit,
Oh,
been
it's
digging,
Mud
huh?
Rabbit. Of course I'm okay with Mud Rabbit. Sorry. Hi,
So,
Mud Rabbit.
hi, how are you guys?
Good.
Can you
I'm good.
can how are you,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sandy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tired but great.
Yeah, tired. I'm not great, but I'm good. As you can hear, my voice is suffering a bit. But other than that, I'm okay. I have a little
Aw,
cold or something. I'm all right, though.
I've just worn myself out. We're doing a lot of work here around the house. The ceiling fell in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago. The living room ceiling fell in, and we hadn't gotten to that yet. And he wasn't here. He was down in Broward County, so I was stuck with this gaping hole in the ceiling. So that's what we're working on right now.
That's awful. I'm so sorry. That
Well,
is
no,
awful.
we're revamping the whole house, and we knew that the ceiling needed to be pulled. It's that old, those soft, pliable squares they used to put up in the 50s and the 60s.
Drop ceilings?
Yeah, it's like, but it's right on the beams. It's almost like asbestos, but it's not asbestos. It has the same consistency though. So we're taking it all down, and he's putting up insulation. And today he got the wood that's going up. We're putting tongue and groove shiplap. So we'll get that up on his next trip up.
Well, that's good, but I'm sorry you're still stuck with a hole.
Well, this place was in pretty bad shape when we took it. We got a deal on it. And we have been cleaning and remodeling and painting. And for the first 3 months, 4 months we were here, we didn't even have kitchen. It was just a big empty room. We were washing dishes in a bucket.
Well, I'm glad things are moving along then.
They are. We've done a lot in a year. We've accomplished quite a bit, and my gardens are now they're a year. Some of them are a year old, and they're already producing fruit and vegetables. So it's really convenient to be able to pull your dinner. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to drive anywhere. You got your eggs right there in the coop. Homesteading is a trip. It really is. It's fun.
Really quickly, I have to mention something that Propagate was talking about earlier. Jose may have been serious. He actually may have been asking for a link because he has been joining live streams. I just want to give you a heads up. That may have just been actually asking for a link from Jose.
Someone's asking for a link, you say?
No, earlier when you said that Jose said, send me a link, you thought he was like imitating Noel. And I'm saying that he may have actually been asking for a link because he's been joining live streams lately. So he
Yeah,
may not
I
have been
kind of.
imitating Noel. He may have actually been asking to join. I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible.
Sagarm, do you really want a link?
Yeah, I have
Jack,
some highlight. Go ahead. Yeah, I kind of figured that may be a possibility. Oh, go ahead, my rabbit. My bad.
yeah, I
Yes,
was just going to say, Jackie, please be nice. I mean, you don't have to agree, but you don't have to insult. Yeah, send him the link. He said, yes, please.
I'll send him. I can
Okay,
send him the link. I can send it to him on text message if you want. Or do you want me to do that?
sounds good.
Okay.
So, Mud Rabbit, where is it that Jackie was going on there?
You can't read the comments from where you're at. I don't want to repeat
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's just negativity. She's getting worked up because somebody disagreed with her on something.
Oh, okay. That's all. I mean,
You
as long
don't
as
have
nobody's.
to you don't have to agree with anybody's, Jackie. You really don't. It's just we've all some of us, I think a large majority of us have had very strange experiences that we can't explain and don't want to talk about because other people will either make fun or make jokes or whatever energy it brings. But it's not uncommon, and it's when you get worked up on the negative side, you kind of lose sight of what that was all about. It's supposed to be a positive thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sandy. My bad. Oh, Sandy's muted. Okay,
Can
just
I
getting a link.
answer? Can I answer John Nada? Hi, John
Uh,
Nada. You can unblock someone on YouTube. Yes, it's not permanent. It can be undone. That's all. He was just asking if it was permanent or not. It's permanent as long. We just have to go. If it's my channel, I have to go and we have to go into our studios and remove the block if we want to unblock someone.
yeah, I
Sorry,
think Jackie.
pal. Oh, sorry. Sorry again.
No, it's all good. My bad. Jackie's saying that she's referring to someone saying that her experience. I mean, someone's being negative towards her.
I can only see one side of the conversation. I don't know where she's talking to them at.
That's all good.
I'm saying, do you see where the other side of the conversation?
I
No.
do. I do. You don't go around calling people morons and idiots because they disagree with you. That's why I blocked her comment and somebody else blocked one of her comments because it just wasn't nice.
But you see what Katina Burkhardt says. I've been so sensitive lately, and I was saying that it seemed like my attitude has changed a little bit as well. Since this week. Sorry.
I've been very laid back, probably because I just keep working physically, and at the end of the night, it just feels good to sit down and relax.
Yeah, yeah. Jackie says many people say this is an illusion. Wow, I don't know.
Yeah, and she says Eva believes this is a dream. The Native Americans say that this reality we're experiencing here is a dream. It's the dream state. It's not reality. And that's a lot of the Native Americans talk about that.
And I
Mm.
can't believe that because I can tell a distinct difference between my dreams and when I'm awake.
Well, if you take it on the premise that we're all spiritual beings having a physical experience because we're only here temporarily, that would make sense.
I've talked to Jackie many times. She doesn't believe anything is physical. It's all fluid. It's all not real.
It
And
very well may not be. I mean, we're only here physically for a short time. Our real
right, but
selves are not this body.
right, but she's saying nothing's physical. Nothing's real. You just said physical. There is no physical to Jackie. She's
I
saying it's
see.
not real. And that's why I completely disagree. Hello, Jose.
Hello, I'm here. Thank you for inviting me.
Hi, Sag.
Hello, Mud Rabbit. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just finished walking my dogs and had a little dinner, so I'm ready.
Cool beans.
All right. Yeah, Propagate was with Sandy, and he asked me to be here on Monday, so I was looking forward to it. So I was 15 minutes early.
And that's why when he said that you were being
Yeah.
Noel, I'm like, well, he may have been
No.
serious.
Yeah, I
No.
He
thought
It,
he
it
was
was.
actually
being
asked for the
Noel
link.
because I told him it only works if you repeat it.
Yeah. Oh no. I would have been bothering. Hello, I would have been putting that. Raise my hand. Raise my hand. Me. I want to go in. I don't know. Sandy got me hooked on these live shows, so I kind of like them because I'm kind of concerned about. As you can see, Jackie has her own way of thinking, and I keep telling her, you've been misinformed, and she keeps fighting it because her memory is correct, and I tell her her memory is correct. I'm not telling her she's wrong. I think I lost the microphone.
Nope, we heard you. We're just being quiet while you speak.
Okay. I was just talking to Jackie that her reality is fluid. That's what she says. Her reality is fluid. And I tell her, no, nothing is changing because nobody has proof of things are changing. Out of the 8 years that I've been online, nobody has ever showed up a video in real time that things are changing. Just like Propagate, he notices buildings, names changing in front of him, the same building. And it's, who's changing it? Nobody. So my observation that we found a long time ago is that we're the ones changing. We're the ones seeing the differences. We're the ones that seeing what other people cannot see. And that's what's throwing everybody in a loop, that we don't understand why other people cannot see what we can see. And there, I'll stop right there.
And I'm going to add to yours. Um, so we have seen things change in real time, but not the way Jose is describing.
Mm-hmm.
Jose means, like, for example, you're looking at something
Mm-hmm.
and right in front of your eyes,
Yep.
it actually changes right in front of your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What we have experienced online is we look away for a second or two, come back, and it's different. So it
Mm-hmm.
was still real time, but we weren't watching it when it happened. And That's why we think it's more of a, we're shifting. We
Yeah,
shifted, and in that time, it's down different.
yeah,
Whereas it's not like it's right in front of our face and it, goes all blurry, and next thing you know, it's different.
Well,
You know?
that happens a lot in a lot of places, and that's what makes the Mandela effect thing so crazy, is because there are incidences where that does happen, but then there are other incidences where people witnesses things that are unexplainable.
hmm
And I think it depends on what it is they're searching for and what their
right.
lessons are. So they're going to experience things changing differently. I do believe there's a shift coming, but I don't think it's what people think it is.
Yeah, you're exactly right, my
Yeah.
rabbit. Nobody knows. I mean, I don't consider me an expert. Sandy's not an expert. We're here in it together. We're
Yeah.
here to learn from each other. And Propagate just mentioned, I've been moody. I've been low energy. Something's going on. I mean, everything's going wrong. And I tell Propagate last week that, or on Sandy's channel, I told him, like, we're here as a positive antenna. We're here to suffer. We're here to teach. We're here to make a difference. But at the same time, all these negative people around us, I mean, we're not used to that. They're taking our
Maybe
money. Yeah.
maybe it's your turn to experience it, because we've all experienced it
hmm
at different points. We just maybe not experience it at the same time. I do agree that there's a bunch of there just seems to be more and more people going through it because of things that are happening in the world.
hmm
But I think some people go through their trials and tribulations. I don't think everybody goes through it at the same time.
Yeah. But you see what Morgan says, the dreams can be real. I mean, all my dreams had never come true. I had to make my own way. I had to go find my own job. I had to go find my own food. Nobody has ever given me a gift or got me out of a situation except for
Same here.
myself.
Same here.
I,
I've worked for everything.
yeah, we have gifts. I learned to use my gifts because the Creator picked us to be here. I mean, we're not just ordinary people. I believe we're very special. I believe we have intuition and we have to learn how to use it. But when I see Jackie saying, my reality is fluid and everything is changing in front of me, it's like, okay, show me proof. You have a VCR, you have a DVD or whatever you call it, recorder, camcorders, whatever you want to call those, a phone. Use anything to record your changes and prove it to me. Send it to SandyDiVa. Show me that things are changing in real time. And you know what? It'll never happen. It's because when we're asleep, we're in REM sleep. Our consciousness is the one that's moving to different places. We're jumping into different realities. That's why we see differences, not changes. They're different. And I told Sandy 4 years ago, you're going to get attacked if you keep saying changes. Please stop saying things are changing because they're not. They're different. That's the only thing I ask from Sandy is like, you can believe whatever you want to believe because I respect your beliefs and she needs to respect mine. That's why we get along so good. It's because we draw a line and we don't cross it. We have to, but we have to communicate with each other because she has her own ideas, I have my own ideas, and the chat has their own ideas. But I'm here to let you guys know nothing is changing. I'm not a troll, like Jackie says. You must be a troll. You must not be Mandela affected. I'm Mandela affected, but I believe in different things because I found out that I was moving, not not the metal. The metal, like the thinker, is not going to move the arm from one side to from the forehead to the chin. That is impossible. If you tell a psychiatrist that I saw the statue move the hand from the forehead to the chin, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to lock me up in a nursing home or a hospital with a padded room. So you have to be careful, and I want to bring awareness. Be careful who you talk to, be careful what you say, because people are going to think that you're delusional. when you say things are changing.
Can
Okay,
I can I
yeah,
interrupt here a minute?
yeah, go ahead.
I want to clarify something you're saying because it might be taken the wrong way. What he's saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jose. What he's saying is where we are because we've moved here, we're moving to different timelines, realities. The hand has always been like shoved in the mouth because in this reality that's where the hand has been. But we were in a reality where it was on a forehead, and some of us remember it under the chin. So we're shifting to other realities where it has always been. And that's why we don't think it's possible to see it move from the chin to the forehead, because that means we'd be seeing ourselves shift. Like literally seeing I mean, maybe it is possible to see ourselves shift to another reality. But Jose and I truly believe that we're shifting timelines and earths. And when that happens, we see the way it always has been, but we remember the way it was. And that's how it's a Mandela effect.
If you
We
think of
remember
it,
the way it was.
yeah, if you think of it in terms of frequency, when you have more knowledge, more correct knowledge, I should say, your frequency changes. When you have incorrect knowledge, your frequency goes that way. I tend to look at it as not so much as things changed or moved, as that our frequency got higher. And now we're seeing things more real than we were seeing before. You see where I'm going with it?
I
And
do, but
that
I
could be misconstrued as a Mandela effect too.
I do, but I would have to disagree with that in the sense that I do not believe where I am is better than where I was
It
in
has
any
nothing
shape
to
or
do with
form.
that. It has everything to do with the amount of correct knowledge that you've obtained, the
No,
more
but wouldn't a higher
understanding.
frequency be better?
Yeah, and that's
So
what
why would I be
happens.
in a worse place?
Because sometimes chaos is necessary for you. It's like honing the metal. Believe it or not, I think we volunteer for the things that happen to us in our life to help us learn.
I could see that part.
Yeah.
But
So the more knowledge that you accumulate, the higher your frequency, the better you understand things. And the better you understand things, you start seeing reality a little clearer.
and the way I see it is it's the great deception.
Of course it is. We live under that. And that's the trick, is to try and get out from under it.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is our original memories are the truth. And the things that we're seeing now are the deception.
Right.
That's
But
how I see it. So
when
if
you were a child, your frequency was very high. You were clean. You were unspoiled as a child. And then you go through the system and you get polluted. Your frequency is brought down. I think it was Carlos Castaneda that Don Juan had explained that they keep your energy just above your toes. So you're filled with all this propaganda and BS. And by the time you hit graduation, you're programmed. So now you have to work back to that child where that frequency was so that you can see things for what they really are. That's on all levels. That's physical, that's emotional, that's intellectual, that's across all levels. And then once you reach a balance within those levels, you go up a notch. It's like graduating.
yes, but what I'm trying to say is following what you just said, okay? That would mean in the years that I've been awake to this and seeing the Mandela effect, that my frequency would be going back up. Wouldn't I start seeing it the same way that I saw it when I was younger and I was pure?
No,
Instead, I'm
you've
seeing
already been,
completely
no.
different opposite stuff.
Yeah, well, the world has changed since we were children. And that's something we haven't been able to keep up with. So that's the conundrum. That's the deception we've got to get out from under.
when I say deception, I'm talking about like specific Mandela effects. Like, for example, the dash being gone from Kit Kat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that would be because we shifted to a timeline where in this reality,
Mhm.
the company decided to go without the dash when they were presented by a graphic designer who said, do
Yep.
you like it this way or that way?
All right.
And in this reality, they chose the other way. So I don't think there's a way to get back to that because it's a different reality.
Mhm.
And if, like I said, if it's a frequency thing, we would eventually get back to our old reality where we were pure.
It
And I
depends
don't
on the
see that
knowledge.
happening.
It depends on the knowledge you accumulate. Examine what it is you're focusing on. Examine what it is you're doing in your real life. We have to take all these things into consideration. We have to take in our spiritual, our physical, our intellectual. We have to dig into that and find out what it is we're focusing on and how it's affecting us. And that's a very tough thing to do. That's called looking in the mirror. And that's very hard to do. It's more effective if you get a group of people to do it for you, so that you can sit there and they can tell you, especially people like family who have known you all your life. It's really insightful what you learn. It hurts. You cry. I mean, it's the slaying of your sacred cows. And once you slay a few sacred cows, your frequency pops up because now you're understanding things a little better.
I would like to mention something Propagate mentioned at the beginning of the show. You were talking about people being like angrier, just like easier to like a shorter fuse and all that stuff. For the last few years, I've noticed it all around me.
Oh, Sandy, sorry about that. I'm listening, but your microphone is
Yeah,
It's crackling.
popping.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah,
Propagate. You need to put me on. It's because you messed with my mic settings.
yeah.
oh,
You
I
got to
did.
put it on. Adjust. Yeah, it can't be adjusted. It has to be on automatic. Let me fix it. There you go. Now the crackling's gone.
Okay.
Um, yeah, if you can't adjust the mic, otherwise it starts crackling on an iPhone. It has to be set to automatic, otherwise you get the crackle. What I was saying was, you were mentioning how people seem to have shorter fuses, they're angrier. I've been noticing that for years.
Mhm.
People all around me, people walking on the street, especially driving, there's a lot more road rage. People, I'm not talking about in the community, I'm talking about people in the population of Earth.
Yep.
They all seem to be angrier and just like more annoyed at people. They don't want to be bothered. I've been
Mhm.
noticing this literally for about 5 years now.
Well, the
Yep.
pit's been opened.
Hmm.
And, and that's when
That's
I noticed. That's when I noticed we're in a different reality. I mean, and nobody believes me, which I've been trying to help people, but nobody wants to believe us that we're in a different reality. That's why you see differences. The, and people ask me, how do I know? How do we move? Who's moving us? It says, okay, your consciousness is moving, not you. Your body stays behind. That's why Propagate cannot find that movie from Sinbad. That movie exists somewhere else where he watched it. I watched that movie when I was a kid. I was, me and my brother watched it. But where's the proof? I cannot prove it. Why? Because all the proof stays behind. That's why I keep telling
that's all
people,
gone from
yeah,
us.
yes, it stays behind. It cannot travel with us because our soul is traveling. Let's look at the cell phones. When you call a number, each telephone is connected to the grid worldwide. It's a worldwide grid. Same thing happens to your soul. Your soul is connected to each body in different places, and that's how you're all connected. The grid, and where you go is like musical chairs. You never know where you're going to end up, but somewhere there's an empty chair. So that's where somebody, which I want to say the creator, is moving me where I'm needed, where I'm supposed to be strong, mentally strong, positive, and I can help people. That's my job. I'm recording everything that I'm seeing, Everything that people say, I'm recording. Everything that I look at, I'm recording. So when I get moved to a different earth, I take that memory with me. And everybody says, well, you can't prove it. No, it's because all the proof stays behind. The only thing that's traveling is your consciousness and your memory. That's the secret to the Mandela effect that nobody is looking for. It's not the changes, it's us that's changing. Okay, I'll stop right there.
And our memories are why we have residue. At least that's what I believe.
Yes, all the residue, it comes from other people, other travelers that came before us. And they remember exactly what we remember. And that's how residue is created, by people's memories that came from our planet, that came here, but they didn't know they were affected with the Mandela effect. But but they know it's wrong because the teacher told them it's like spell dilemma, DILMLEMMA. I don't know how to spell it, dilemma. To me, I got in trouble because I put an N. And it's like, no, it's dilemma, two M's. And I know it's like they taught me when I was a kid, it was M, the N and the A, dilemma.
MNA. I'm
Yeah,
not affected by that, but
yeah.
it was many people remember DILEMNA.
NA. Yeah, that's what I remember. And I even got in trouble. And I says, no, teacher, I'm a good speller. I know how to spell it. But she got me wrong. I went to school I dropped from a C level to a D level right away from spelling. It's like, hello, I spelled everything how I remember it. Like it was wrong. That's when I knew when I was going to school is something happened, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I just thought I was crazy. I just thought there was something wrong with me. I would stay away from people. It's like, no, no, no. It's like, don't come around me because there's something wrong with me. Or there's something wrong with my memory. And I never knew there was other people like me around the world. And that's how I came up with Sandy and the community and everything. It's like, wow, there's other people that think like me. They've been around. They give the same answers. They have the same memory. And then later on the years, Sandy found out there's a variation effect. It's like, yes, it's because a lot of us come from different places. That's why you get different answers for the same question. I'll stop right there.
And also at the variation effect, I believe it's not just switching timelines. I believe timelines are merging in with ours at the same time. So you once had 5 timelines and now there's one timeline. They merge together. And I think that's what can cause the variation effect. But I also want to point out something you said, Sagar.
Okay.
You said that we were connected by a grid of
Yes.
souls.
Yes.
Instantly, I thought of
Yes.
quantum leap. I thought of
Yes.
quantum leap.
Yes. Yep. That's I some people say quantum jumpers
Mhm.
or Mandela jumpers. I like to say it's quantum jumpers because we are jumping realities, we are jumping different places, and that's a fact. Why? Because there is no way a building that I used to see changed. That is impossible. There is no way Satan came into my house and changed my Bible from heavens to heaven. For Genesis 1:1. It used to say heavens and earth. And I refuse to give Satan power. I refuse to give Satan the credit for the Mandela effect because Satan will deceive you and he'll take you and use you and abuse you and put your mind into a loop. And that's why I became involved with the community. And I always lurk. Sandy says I'm a good lurker. I'm always lurking. It's because I'm always taking notes. I'm reading the chat rooms, and I was worried because everybody's going to a psychiatrist. Everybody's taking pills. Everybody's using drugs. Everybody's getting drunk. Everybody's because they're stuck. They don't understand what is happening. So they're making it a negative event. To me, I say the Creator is moving us. I believe the Creator is protecting my soul from the evil people. But we don't understand it. Like Sandy says, we're in a negative earth. Okay, so the Creator moved it here because He needs us. We're positive antennas. We're here to change the energy of this earth because this earth needed us. And that's the conclusions I came across about 8 years. And we even wrote a book about it from Deo Dufay. And all these theories, they come from him, not Jose Martinez. All his theories are coming from him. This is what I learned. That's his teachings that you're hearing, not Jose Martinez. Is because he got attacked. He got death threats. He got attacked by the IMEC, the International Mandela Effect Conference people. He got attacked. He was supposed to be on that show in, I think it was North Carolina, something like that. But he got attacked and he dropped out. I even paid for him to go. I paid him to write the book. I paid him to do, to get out there and explain his idea. But he quit. And he erased his channel. He erased 1,200 videos. All that knowledge just went to waste. But I'm just trying to bring that alive because I know that's real. I know that works for me and it saved my life. And I know if it helps me, I'm sure I can help somebody else with the same book and same Deo Dufay's beliefs. Okay, I'll stop right there. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to throw something in there real fast. You said the Mandela Effect conference. I'm familiar with those people. I know those people, or I've known them,
Yeah,
but a couple of them flipped on me too, for just
yeah,
out of nowhere.
yeah. They'll attack you.
What's going on with that? That's crazy.
Well, see, me and Deo were like uh, friends. Okay, we we learned because I saw him on my planet. I saw him. I told him I saw you at this recreation center with your brother playing basketball. And he says, well, I don't remember you, but I saw you there. And then he gave me another clue when he says, I'm from I remember our Antarctica, like the Arctica North Pole. And I says, no. And I said, but Dale, you remember this and that? It's like, no, I don't remember that. So that gave me a big clue that I was talking to a different Dale on a different Earth, that he doesn't remember me. So the Dale that is here remembers Arctica, and I remember the continent, the northern continent of our Arctic continent, the northern Arctic continent. There was landmass for me. And he says, no, there was no landmass for him. It was just ice. And I said, no, it was 2 miles long ice. And I said, no, I don't remember that. So that tells me he came from a different place. And that's how we gather our what we're doing right now. We're troubleshooting each other. We're talking to each other. We're getting clues from each other to make sense to the Mandela effect. I'm not saying I have the answer, but I'm just putting something out there so other people can think about it and to choose for themselves what's going to work for them. And if they want to call me crazy, it's okay. But I had to learn how to speak. I had to learn how to type. I had to learn how to use a computer. I had to.
It's okay, Jose.
You don't know how hard it is for me to make a video or to talk about this. I'm not a talker. I'm not I'm a nobody. But God put something in my heart that I had to do it. And it's not about me. The Mandela effect is not about us. It's about God. He's alive and he's real.
Amen, brother. Amen. Amen.
It's okay, Jose. And you're not a nobody. Don't ever say that.
I'm okay.
I know where he's coming from. He's got me over here in tears too. Give me a Kleenex.
It's just been so hard.
Yeah,
You have
it
no
is.
idea.
The
I mean,
minute you offer, he puts you through hard stuff.
you
Yes,
have
he
no
does.
idea.
Yeah.
Sandy knows. Sandy can call me a liar. She
No,
can
I believe you. I
verify. She
believe you.
can tell me. She knows me. She knows when um if somebody's lying. Mud Rabbit, you're very
He's not.
smart. You've been around the block. You know when somebody's lying. You know.
I've had some times in my life to
Yeah.
prove to me that God exists, but I do know one thing that He's going to make sure you're fit to do the job before He lets you do it. And you're going to go through trials. He's going to put you through trials.
Yeah.
But come out on the other side, and man, it is wonderful. It's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I mean, look at it. You're here right now.
Yeah.
You were shaking like a leaf when I had you on the when we had the community show about you, and now you're coming on all the streams. You know, you're
Yeah.
doing great. You're doing great.
I'm forcing myself because I know the Mandela effect is not about me. People need to know, and people need to be aware what Satan is doing. He's manipulating the Mandela effect for his side. He's using demons.
Absolutely.
He's using the Mandela against us. And I want to speak out to protect my community. I want to protect Sandy. I want to protect everybody from saying, to stop saying things are changing, because they're not. Just because you remember something different, it doesn't mean when you look at it again, it doesn't mean it changed, because you say it used to be a green bottle, now it's a red bottle, but it's always been a red bottle. According to history, the Volkswagen always had a little dash in between the V and the W. So how can you tell me that things it changed? There is no proof it changed. So that only changed that we changed. We got moved. We're the ones that are seeing the differences. And I was shaking, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to keep my mouth shut. I kept getting banned from all the channels for years and years. So I decided to open up my channel, and that way nobody could ban me. And and it still is not growing, because it proves that when you think different and everybody is going the other way, you just have to make your own path. So I decided to get together with Sandy, because Sandy is real respected with the community, and I share my ideas. And we came to a conclusion that, hey, we're thinking the same. Hey, why don't we open up a channel? Let's help people out, because they need help. They're confused, and they're getting in trouble with their families. They're losing family. They're losing friends. They're losing jobs, just like I did. I mean, my family don't even know I have a channel, and I've been with the community for 12 years. So it's all a secret. It's like a living, like Sandy says, we all live a secret life. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, it's okay.
No, I get
I
it.
yeah. Like my
I get it.
my family knows I have a channel, but they would never watch a video. They don't ask how it's going. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the only thing they care about is it making you money? Well, then why are you doing it?
Yeah,
Well,
nobody
because
here in my family is interested in what I do either.
Hmm.
yeah,
But I don't
it's like it's not
care.
about money.
I don't care.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't care. I do what makes me happy because God has
Yeah.
put me in my reward for whatever I've got left time here. He's
Hmm.
given me my little reward so that I can rest now. I can grow old in this place. I don't have to
Yeah.
exert myself. I don't have to have anxiety. I don't have to go through the stuff
Hmm.
I used to go through. I mean, why should I care if my family doesn't show any interest in what I do? We're
It's
happy
big.
together.
Yeah. My rabbit is because the truth will set you free, and you're free.
Exactly.
Your mind
Exactly.
is free. Your spirit is free. You're here to teach us. I mean, I learned a lot from you. It's like you don't double cross my rabbit. She will tell you if you're bad in the chat. She will tell you. She'll keep propagating line. She will tell you. I mean, you're awake and you're there to help. And I will never disrespect you
Well,
with
thank
your
you.
ideas or nothing because I, you earn my respect because
Thank you.
throughout the shows, you always have the right answers and you always have a good input and it's very positive.
I try to be, but thank you. Thank you.
I agree with that.
I
Yep.
think it comes from my lifestyle now. I mean, you can't be positive if you're in a negative situation, but you
Hmm.
can deal with the little negative situations when you're living in a positive vibe.
Yeah. I mean, it's really easy to go and jump off a tree, a bridge. It's really easy to end your life. That's easy. It's easy to pick up a bottle and drink
Yep.
your troubles away. It's easier to go on the street and buy drugs and end your your misery. That's easy, but it takes a real man, a real person to say no. I'm gonna suffer through it. God is gonna help me, and I'll find a way. I'm not gonna go down easily. I'm gonna put up a fight, and I'm not a wuss. I'm gonna fight for my life, and I've been doing that since my childhood. And I'm here. I don't drink. I don't cuss. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't do anything.
So,
I try to live a good life and a positive life, and I will give you my shirt off my back.
And even if you are living in a negative situation, you can still live a positive life.
Yes.
You just have to choose to not let that situation affect
Yep.
you and how
That,
you
exactly.
feel.
that's where
Yeah.
free will arrives. That's where
Yes.
we all have free will, and we all have that decision to make. But when I see a homeless on the street begging for money, and I'm broke, and I'm trying to survive, and he's not, I call him a coward because he did not fight for his life. He made a different decision. He has free will just like I did. He made his decision, so now he has to pay for it. Just like me. Nobody's gonna come and pay my electric bill if I don't go to work, if I don't hustle, if I don't do this, if I don't do that. Nobody's gonna pay it. They're just gonna come to my house and shut off my lights. No matter what excuse you give them, they're just gonna cut it off. People here, they they're they're mean. They will use you. They'll abuse you, and all they care is about money. And I'll stop right there.
I agree, but there is one thing I do want to mention.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Uh, and I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because this could get on fringes, very far fringes, but the fringes of politics, as to with the homeless, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Um, at least in my state, in my city,
Hmm.
a lot of the homeless are disabled, either mentally or physically, usually mentally disabled. And that's because the system has abandoned them and kicked them out of the mental hospitals and put them on the streets. Um, or they're like in my shoes where they were living in an apartment or a house. They became disabled. They applied for disability like you're supposed to. They may have paid into it like I did for 25 years. And then they get denied. And when you get denied and you have no one else, like I have Joey, if I didn't have Joey, I'd be homeless. It all, there's many circumstances is
Did
what
you
I'm
ever
trying to
have
get at.
legal counsel?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
legal counsel should tell you that if they deny you the first time, you go back for the second and third time and do it again.
oh no, I had a very rare situation.
Uh,
So here's what happened. Number one, there's like a blue book, like with a car, like a blue book of prices. Well, the disability is a blue book of conditions. And if your condition's not in that list of conditions, if it's a rarer
yeah,
condition,
I get it.
you will be denied every time.
Yeah, when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, it wasn't a condition.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but on top of that, the only thing I was getting, I needed Medicaid. I absolutely needed medical to continue seeing my doctors, to continue getting my medications. And the welfare office was obviously not educated on it, but you're at their mercy. And the guy that I was given, I even asked for a supervisor. They both told me the same thing. You can't appeal. You need to reapply, or I'm not turning Medicaid back on. So they forced me to ruin my case and start over, which cost me Social Security Disability, SSDI. I can never qualify for it again because I can't go back to work. I will only, if I ever win, it'll be SSI, which is less money with more restrictions. Even though I paid into it for 25 years and I deserve to have this SSDI, I lost it because of what's not the uneducated people working at the welfare office who forced me to reapply to get my Medicaid turned back on.
Yeah, they're not too bright over there.
It's infuriating. It really is infuriating. But going back to my original point, not all homeless people made the choice. Some did, but some are sick and they're on the streets because of the failure of the systems, the safety nets put in place. We could really make a big dent in our homeless population if we improve healthcare.
Yeah.
We have
But
a friend in another channel who is without a house. I wouldn't exactly call him homeless because he's living the life. But he said that the people that you usually find in town are by large the alcohol. Now, I'm in Florida. He's out in the Midwest somewhere, and it seemed to match what he told me for Florida. He said the people who are alcoholics, who are addicted to drugs, who have some sort of fixation, those are the ones you find on the streets in town. He says, but the families who are homeless, we're out here in the campgrounds away from that.
yes,
And those are the true homeless, the ones that lost their houses, that lost their cars, that lost everything. The ones that are on the streets were there when these people were losing their stuff.
I agree with that 100%. Hello,
Yeah.
Noel.
Oh, she's got a dad now.
Yeah, I feel that we're all people and we're all moving about, trying to cascade through all this and going through all these things with the ME and this and that. I'm going through something similar with money and finances. You already know. You seen the intro. So, but yeah, I thought I was the only one for a minute there.
Oh, definitely not. I think a lot of people are suffering like that right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and when you're going through it, you think, when is it ever going to end? You know, when you think you've got one problem solved, two more crop up worse than the first one. That's when
mm,
you got to rely on God and just, what was it? There was a woman, my mom was reading the book at the time. Her mantra to herself was lean in. You know, when something like that happens, just lean in, just do it. And you get through it one way or the other.
Yes.
What doesn't make you stronger, or what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Isn't that how the saying goes?
Yes.
yeah. When you said just do it, were you guys wearing any kind of Nike brand clothes or anything like that?
No, but I will admit that the check mark appeared in my head, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, just as I said it, I was like, no, I'm not talking about sneakers. It was something
Yeah.
my mom used to always tell me when I'd be the teenager, the 13-year-old lamenting, oh, it'll never get done. Yeah.
Hmm.
We all do that. And she'd just put her hands on her hips and look at me, and she'd just say, just do it. Just start. You know, it's like, yeah, just start.
Hmm.
You'd be
Hmm.
surprised. You'd surprise yourself, especially in that frame of mind when you really don't want to do it. because it is such a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you just have
Mm,
to get to it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lean in.
right. Sag Orm.
Uh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You can make your statement.
Well, I noticed that you said that you went through a divorce and you lost everything. And when what year was that when you noticed that everything was going wrong for you? It's because I believe that's when you got moved here. So can I ask what year? I'm not asking anything about the personal life or anything. I just want the year that you started to notice there was something wrong. Like what is wrong with people? Why am I moody? Why things are not working for me? Why did I lose everything because of somebody that you used to love?
Well, I'm the one that initiated it, and it was around 2017 or so, around there.
Okay. Okay, so that's when you notice I'm talking to a different version and you didn't want to be around her because she's not who you married. So um, I wanted to get to that because that's a different version of your wife. That's why you had to leave. She wasn't nourishing your positive, or she was just hindering your way of your goals. That was that's what happened to me. Is when I noticed that my kids were acting up. It's like, why they're so wild, why they're so crazy, why my kids are acting stupid, and why they're always so needy when they need to earn the shoes, they need to earn, you know, the stuff that we give them, not just give it to them, because they end up spoiled. So all of a sudden, my kids were spoiled. It's like, no, I didn't raise my kids this way. They were disrespecting people, and I said, no, they're not my kids. Forget it. I left my marriage. It's like, forget it. Here's the house. Here's the keys. Here's my new cars. Here's my house. Here's my furniture. I'm leaving. That's when I noticed there was something wrong with me, but the place that I was at, that's when I noticed that I must be somewhere else, and that's where my journey started. Looking at conspiracies, the 2012, the Aztec calendar, the Mandela effect. I mean, everything just hit me at once. It's like, man, this is too much. I even got depressed. I couldn't work. I couldn't eat. I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I know what you're coming from because I was there. I went, everything that you went through or going through, I went through it, and it was hell. So my respects to you, and I wish you luck, and you're not alone. I'm here on your side if you ever want to talk to. I went through it. I know what you're going through, man, and I just want to tell you you're not alone.
Whenever your life is about to change and whenever you're about to bump up in frequency or down, stuff happens. You have all this chaos building up to it. And depending on how big the lesson's going to be, that chaos matches it.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to do something positive.
Yeah.
Satan, everything just blocks
Well,
everything.
well, you're a light. These entities, like I said earlier,
Yeah,
the pit has been opened, guys. Nobody realizes it, but the pit's been opened, and all these little things that just want to glom onto us. You ever wonder where that negative thought just popped into your head, in the back of your head, when all of a sudden you were enjoying something? It's like these little things see that light, and they don't want to go feed on the NPCs because their light is so dull and the nourishment is not there. They want to feed on the bright light. So
yeah,
when you're being positive, those things are going to try to glom onto you.
yeah. And it's
And
harder for us to function
yeah,
because
and
we're
you
trying
have
to
to
do
address
positive.
them. You have to
but
address them
but if
directly.
yeah, but if you're negative, if you're going around the neighborhood and stealing tires and going inside people's garages, you're gonna get rich. I mean, that's negative. That's the easy life.
Well, that's a lot
Yeah,
of things that have glommed on. You have
yeah,
elementals. I mean, all of us are subject to elementals. They just love that light. Like I said, you just get a negative thought out of nowhere. That's what that is. And what it does, negativity generates on itself. The
yes,
more you dwell on negative stuff, the more depressed you become, and the deeper that depression goes until you reach a point where you don't see the light at the top of that hole you've dug.
Mhm.
And it's really hard to come back from that, but you have to. You have to claw your way back. You have to learn to be positive again.
Yes. And that's the things that we forget sometimes. And it's hard. I mean, my body's just worn out. My spirit is just worn out. My mind is tired. You know, I'm trying to learn from everybody, but it just gets to that point. It's like, I don't want to give up because other people depend on me and other people need me. My dogs need me. I gotta feed them. I gotta put them put water on their bowls. Without me, my dogs would die. So I I stopped doing things for myself, and I learned to do things for others, and that's how I get blessed all the time. I get blessed with good friends. I get blessed with good energy. I get blessed with good people around me, and I have never ever in my life had problems with money until I got sick. I had to go get this acid reflux, but that didn't stop me. I'm going. I'm keep moving forward no matter what. But like you said, Mud Rabbit, there's entities that don't want me to do. I have to go around them. I have to find a different way just to sneak behind them because I know they're there and they're there to block me and they're there to make my life impossible. But I'm not going to give up and I'm going to
They
keep
want
going.
they want you off the path.
Yes.
They want
Yes.
anybody whose light is bright to get off that path because it means if you reach your goal, they lose. And if enough
Oh,
of us reach that goal,
sorry.
Yes.
they're gone.
Yes, and that's the message I want to bring to Propagate. You know, I know you're down is, and your energy is moody, and that's normal because we're shifting. The when I shift, I can't get out of bed for about 3 days. Sandy gets headaches for 3 days. She can't. I mean, she's always in bed, but she can't function. She says, "I can't talk to you, Jose. I got a headache. I can't deal with this. It's just I'm going to be out for 3 days." And that's when I know we shifted. So there are many ways we learn to find the evidence and the hints or the clues to let you guys know when we shifted. And I make videos about it. And when we find things that we never seen before, those are clues that you're somewhere else. That doesn't mean the things are changing. It's because they're not. Just because we see something different doesn't mean it's changed. You're just somewhere else. And that's why we're here to explain it.
Jose, there is a question for you. It comes from Joe Bloor. It They were asking, is there any proof of the IMC messing with Dale Dufay?
Any proof?
Yeah, of the International
Oh
Mandela
yeah,
Effect Conference when they messed with Dale.
yeah, yeah. The reason he didn't go on is because they were asking for proof, and at that time Dale um, couldn't communicate because he has a certain personality that he's afraid of going live or talking to people. He has that rare personality that he shuts down when he gets confronted. But he did get attacked by those people. He was already announced that he was going to be in that program. But when they asked him, "Where is your proof that you're jumping Earths?" he ran away. And I told him that was the reason I was sending you money, and because I believed in his message, and I wanted the iMac to start believing in the quantum entanglement and quantum physics. I wanted him to show them the proof, but he left. So that's how I became involved with the community. I learned how to use the phone. I learned how to make videos. I mean, you can watch my videos. They came a long ways thanks to Sandy's help. And but yeah, he was attacked. He got death threats. He got I mean, those people did not work with him just because he was thinking differently, and I can relate with that because like Jackie today, she called me that I wasn't Mandela affected because I didn't agree with other people's beliefs and they think I'm a troll. And I said, no, I just believe differently. I don't believe things are changing. I believe that things are different because we're the ones moving. That's why we can see the changes. But with my memory, you're calling me crazy you're because you're telling me my memory is wrong. It's like, no, your memory comes from a different place where you were there and now you're here. We were there at the orange. I came from an orange sun. A lot of people came from the yellow sun. And now we're in a place where there's a white sun and there's no North Star. The North Star moved. The North Pole, it's gone. It's just nothing but water. And the Panama Canal, it has a kink on it because Antarctica doesn't have room down south because this is a Pangea Earth. It's a smaller Earth. So everything's crunched up together. That's why the Panama Canal has a kink now. It used to be run from north to south straight. Now it runs from north to south. It has a big kink on it because the planet that we're on, the time is faster, is because we're on a smaller Earth, Pangea, in a white star. So when this Earth moves along the universe, it's going to get a yellow sun. The Earth is going to get bigger. South America is going to go south, and there's going to be a North Pole. But in the future, that's about 40 million years from now. This is quantum physics.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to address something that Zach said about attacks.
Okay, go ahead.
When I was in with the Cassiopeians, we experienced a lot of nastiness. Vincent Bridges, for one, and this is why I don't trust any of the people over at Gaia. I mean, they went as so far as running her daughters off the road. So the whole family had to move out of the country because of the attacks that were coming. We were getting more and more dangerous. Whenever you start uncovering information that the powers that be don't want you to have, this happens. Her husband is a physicist. So there's a lot of background there, and he puts his papers online, and there's a lot of background there where he agrees with what she's coming up with. So yeah, I agree. When you start getting close to the goal, the attacks ramp up.
Yes.
Mud Rabbit, if you get a chance, go to X. I'm
I
going
was
back
just
and
going to
forth.
do that. I'll do
Yeah,
that right now.
I'm going back and forth between my chat and Propagate's chat, and I accidentally hit forward when I should have hit backward, and it just took me to a random video, and it hit me with an ad that I never get. You're not gonna believe what ad I got. You're not gonna believe it. Oh wait a minute, it's not you.
I'm
I'm
trying to
sorry.
get it. I'm trying to get it there. There's somebody that's impersonating me on X, but they
Are you
don't have
kidding?
my No, I've already reported them. They don't have my icon, and they don't have my at. My at is Maggie DeFair, MAGGIEDAFAIR. So you know it's me. It's the same rabbit with the glasses. So
I'm confusing you with LJ. Don't even worry about it. It's not gonna make any sense to you. It's LJ. LJ, every time she's on my stream, she mentions Lazy Boy. It's Lazy Boy now. Well, I never get ads for Lazy Boy. And I just got hit with a Lazy Boy ad. That's all. It's for LJ, not you. I don't know what my brain was thinking that was you for a minute, but it's supposed to be LJ. So that's not going to make any sense to you. Sorry about that.
Another reason that I decided to come to your shows, to MESandyDiVa's, I went to Brian MacFarlane. I went to Scarab Performance. I went to IPS. I even went to EYA channel. I've been around, and this is not my, first interviews. It's because they were talking bad about the Bible, and that's how God sent me the knowledge uh, uh, revelations that I needed to step up. And it's not me, folks. This is not me. With, like I said, I'm speaking through somebody, and the things that came up to me in Revelations 22:18 were Revelations 22:18 and 19. It says, "If anyone adds to the words of the prophecy of this book, God will add him to the plagues described in this book. And if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God will take away his part in the tree of life and in the holy city, which are described in this book of life." This warning is particularly directed towards the book of Revelations, emphasizing the importance of respecting the prophetic message contained within this book. And when I read that and I saw EYA and Wake Up or Else talking changes about the Bible, they got a good following. And to me, they're going against my creator and they're going against the book. And those are whole to millions and billions and billions of people is considered a holy book. So now there's a group saying your Bible is wrong. This Bible is evil. Don't read this Bible. This Bible is changing because Satan is changing it supernaturally, because this reality is uh, fixable, flexible, or
Well, that's what he
malleable.
does. Yeah, that's
Malleable,
what he
yeah,
does. But
exactly.
humans have had a hand in
It
it too.
it's a lie. Well, Satan is using them,
Yeah.
and it's working. I mean, he's getting Wake Up or Else is getting big. I mean, he has like 8,000 followers. He has a good following. He has his own church, and I tried to stop him about 6 years ago before he even lost his marriage. And I told him, stop talking bad about the Bible. I went to EYA's channel and I told her, don't talk bad about the Bible, because the book it's a futuristic book. The Bible will tell you where you're at. Right now we're at where the wolf lives. We came where the lion used to live. Now we're at the where the wolf is. These people don't mess around. This place is evil and Satan is God here. And that's why I'm speaking out, because I don't want people to lose their souls. And that's the message I want to bring here tonight, is because I care about your soul and I don't want you to go to hell because of somebody that believed in the Mandela effect saying that the Bible changed. I hope that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I'm sweating over here and I'm shaking and
Yeah, that's because the
sorry.
energy is good.
Okay.
I get that sometimes. Stinky
Thank
had
you.
it one time when she was on here. We were
Yeah.
explaining things. I think you were here that night. She was getting the vibes.
Yes. And it doesn't come from me because it's written in the book. It's not my words. It's right
No, it's
there in
coming
your
through
house.
you. It's not
Yeah,
coming from you. It's coming through you.
and that's what I don't understand it. My rabbit is because I was an atheist for 30 years. I left the church. I was a Christian believer for 8 years. Like I was like a Pentecostal. I never used to go to movies. I never used to listen to some music
Hmm.
because everything was evil. And I
Yeah.
said, no, I'm going to get out of that because I don't see no proof there's God. So
Yeah,
once
I was raised a Southern Baptist, so yeah,
yeah,
I get
yeah,
it.
it was like a prison, like a cult. And
Well, you
now,
have to go through the journey of the prodigal son. We
yes,
all do. If you want this, I
hmm,
mean, it's there. It's for everybody. Anybody who wants it, it's
yes,
there. But you have to be willing to go on that path, and it's not
yeah,
an easy path.
yes. And I went through that. It's like there's no
Yeah.
God, there's no proof there is no God. But once the Mandela hit me, and I read that verse, and I said, like, maybe there is a deception. And then I looked at Second Corinthians. Let me look it up. Second Corinthians, chapter 2. Second Corinthians. chapter 2, and it says that God is going to send a strong delusion. And
Oh, that was promised.
okay, yes, it's in the Bible. It says you're going to see wonders, like Satan is going to make everybody believe that everything is marvelous. Everything, there's miracles happening, like the Mandela effect. When you talk to people about the Mandela effect, they're going to freak out. It's like, wow, how did you do that? That's a good trick. They're getting fooled. And that's what the deception is. I believe the deception is, it depends how you take it. I know Sandy's going to say something about this, but
I tend to look at it as an effect
yeah,
of something. In your words,
yes,
it would be an effect of the deception.
it depends how you take it and how you use
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
I'm not here to tell you don't believe in the Mandela effect. I'm here in the positive. Brace it as a positive, not a. There is a God. God loves us. God is moving us because He cares for our soul. He is protecting my soul from who else but Satan. Um, but Satan is going to flip the script to let us know that he can be more
He
powerful
already
than God.
has. He's
Yeah,
already flipped that script. Oh my
and
goodness, and more than once. It's
people are
just,
falling for that.
yeah,
People are falling for that and believing it's like, wow, Satan is a lot stronger. They do all this mumbo jumbo and these
it's
little circles.
easier. It's
Uh-huh.
easier to not live in fear if you don't believe in the devil.
Yes.
People don't want to live in fear, and to live in reality is fear is healthy. I'm sorry. That's your intuition telling you you're in the wrong place. But people want it comfy. You know, we've raised a generation of kids that just want to sit back and have somebody feed them grapes. That's not life. Get out there, do something. Put the phones down.
Yes. They're too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everything's handed to them. They don't
Well,
want to work anymore. They just want everything handed down to them. And
yeah.
we're in trouble. We're like the next generation can't even hold a job. The government's not paying them enough because they're
They
raising
can't boil
everything.
water. Jeez, they can't even cook.
Yep.
If it doesn't come in a box and just add water and put it in the microwave for so many minutes, it's like, do you ever read the ingredients on that box?
Yep.
It's, oh, I'm just, what is it, shaking my head, SMH, just shaking my head.
Same here. I'm in trouble. It's like, oh man, I see a lot of TikTok videos that people just making mistakes and they don't realize it. They're trying to put air on a Tesla, or I'm sorry, hydrogen. I'm sorry, propane. Yeah, propane gas on a Tesla. And another lady doesn't believe that Hawaii is a United States part of the United
Yeah,
States. It's because
I've so,
it's an
I've
island.
seen those,
And it's because
yes.
when you get off the
These,
plane, they give you flowers.
they,
That's a whole different tribe. That's not part of the United States. No, no, no.
no.
It's
And
like,
then
oh
you've got
no.
Man in the Street. Have you ever watched that one? Oh my God, he goes up with a microphone and asks them questions. What's the capital of Florida? And they don't know.
Yep.
What's the capital of England? They don't know.
Yep. Yeah, I love those. That's when I say
Oh,
we're in trouble. We're really in trouble.
yeah. Or the blue collar cams. I love those. These girls will hit you with their car and then get out and blame you and make a big stink about it. And when the cop comes, they end up in cuffs. It's
Yeah,
just
because they want easy money.
every single time. It's just how stupid are some of these people.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry, but it's true.
I even include them on my videos. I mean, I show a lot of little clips on my videos to make it fun, because my videos are serious and I try to be to lighten it up. And man, I'm having fun finding those videos because man, we're in trouble. I mean, the way this generation's going, the way this United States is going, we
I
got
don't
sold out.
I don't think we're in trouble because Gen Alpha is showing promise, and Gen Z seems to be waking up. It's Gen X.
Okay.
We have Gen X and Gen Y. We're having the problems with.
Yeah,
Um,
big time.
it's just amazing. But I'm glad that the younger generations are seeing it and waking up. And now the old souls are coming in, and
I
that's
have a question.
something I'm really thankful for. What's that?
Oh, nice. Sorry about that. Sag Orm, this is kind of off topic. What do you think about deja vu? What's the mechanics behind it? Do you know anything about how that could
Yes,
be happening?
yes. Just like you remember the Home Depot, and a week, 2 weeks went by, and you went back to the same building, and you saw Home Depot with no the. And so when you went back and you saw the Home Depot, that's considered a flip flop. Okay. A deja vu is that you were on a different earth and you got moved at a different time, but everything is parallel. Your memory, what you experience on one earth, you haven't experienced it on another earth because the timing was longer. Maybe you got sent to a longer place, to a different place where it's a different dimension, a different reality, a different place that you haven't experienced it yet. But everything is connected, quantum entanglement, quantum physics, everything is parallel. Everything happens at once. So when you get moved and you look back, it's like, okay, I was here in this room before, but, and I remember drinking that water, and it's like I'm having deja vu. Exactly. It's because you did it somewhere else and you're doing it again on somewhere else, but in a different time, in a different place. That's how you get deja vu. Your memory is correct. You did experience it, but you experienced it again somewhere else. That's where people don't understand that you're inside a different reality. You're not the light. Nothing is changing. Nothing is malleable. You're not inside a computer. You're not inside the matrix. You're not inside a simulation. You're moving through the multiverse. You're already there. You're on another earth. You're already there. So when people tell me I'm homesick, no, it's because you've always been here. This body has a heart in the middle. Where I come from, my heart was on the left side. It is impossible for Satan or a doctor or whoever is manipulating this reality to come to my body and change my heart. That is impossible. I don't see no openings on my body. Nobody moved my heart. So that means we're somewhere else with a different body. That explains the multiverse because we're always connected and we're always going different places, but at different time. That's how you get deja vu.
Okay, so Damien G, what's up? Says that's one theory. Maybe, maybe not. So is it a theory or is it exact on what is happening? What you're saying there?
That's what I'm experiencing for myself. Everything that I'm talking about it happened to me. I was there. I ate the Fruit Loops with the Fruit. I was there. I read the box. I ate the Fruit Loops. On my planet, cornflakes were spelled with the K. Corn, Korn. Everybody, I don't think I met anybody in the chat rooms or Mandela Effect chat rooms that have my memory, except for Scott. Scott is his channel is I don't remember. He's a Scarab Performance friend. Let me see. He has his own channel, and he believes that the cornflakes got spelled with the K. So that means he was on my planet. That's where the memory comes from. Some people remember Walmart with the little dash in the middle, two words, wall dash mart. But I
That's how
remember,
I remember it, with the little star in the middle.
yeah, some people remember
Jose,
stars. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Walmart is a time Mandela. It did have a star, it did have a dash. The company changed it, but the
No.
reason why it's a time Mandela is because many people remember it having a dash much later than it did in this reality, or having a star much later.
Hmm.
So it's a time Mandela because of when the company changed it,
Hmm.
but it did have in this timeline it did have a dash and it did have a star. But like
Hmm.
I said, many people remember it having a dash or a star much longer than the company really did.
But where I
Because
come from, Sandy, where I come
Hmm.
from, the Walmart never had a dash, never had a star, never had.
Yes,
Um, no,
I
my
believe you.
Walmart, my Walmart had a flower, a daisy, in between the wall and the mart. It was two words, and it was a flower.
Was it was it a flower? Because there's also a
They
sunburst.
right. Well,
You remember an
sunburst.
actual daisy though.
No, it's a sunburst. It's a flower or
Yeah, it looks like a
yellow.
flower, but
Right.
it's like a
Yeah.
star.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I know it was a happy face inside the Walmart. There was a happy face, and you could get invited with the yellow happy face and all that. But outside, where I come from, it had a flower in between, or a starburst, whatever you call it, star, a yellow, and
okay,
nobody has that memory except for me and maybe Jackie.
But there
okay,
is one. There
I
is
just
a
want to throw some.
starburst.
Hello, can y'all hear me? Um, I think your mic is a little too close there, Sandy.
It's too
When,
close.
when you're bringing it close, or you're sitting up towards it, it gets a little loud there. Um, you know,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Someone in the chat mentioned that as well. I just
It
wanted to make
sounds
sure that.
fine to me.
All right, go ahead. It's all good. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I was just gonna say there also is a logo with the starburst. But again, I just think it's time Mandela because everyone remembers them at different times. But there is a logo with the starburst, Jose. I can send it to you. I just I believe it's still a Mandela for you because you
Hmm.
remember it always being like that and it's more newer. So I still think it's a Mandela effect for you.
Okay. I just finished. Today I went to Walmart, and now there's a big flower on top of the Walmart, the letters Walmart, and that's new to me. So that means that it's a new Walmart for me. It doesn't mean they got repainted again. But if you guys put attention to Walmarts, they change colors. Like one one time I saw green on the express. You call in and they bring your food out, the express lane. I remember it was bright green, and now it has orange, and then it just kept changing.
Yeah,
And
McDonald's is another one that
uh
them
huh,
colors keep
yeah,
changing the styles and everything.
right. And to me, it's like, why are they wasting so much money in putting little inserts on the letter A, and it was brown, and it was brown, and it's how
Okay,
come they
let
keep
me
changing
ask
the front?
this. Do
Yes,
you
we covered.
do I have a
Okay.
question. Do you all think that maybe the powers that be are just trying to mess with everybody's heads? You know, Occam's razor?
I mean, I guess, but we're talking. I was going to tell Jose that we covered that with the A's being filled in. We have photos going back to the very like 2006, 2007, where the A's are filled in, and we'd never seen that before. And it's filled in with random colors, like he was saying, the colors that aren't part of their logo. It's very strange. It's just the A's. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, like I
I
said,
think the
when we
powers
covered
that
it, the
be,
images were older.
yeah, I think the powers that be are utilizing this to mess with a lot of people's heads too.
It's
Yeah, and
possible,
also my
but like
Walmart.
even like song changes, like we have music that's changed. How could they change that? How could they alter the music that's on record albums? Like I don't see how that's possible. Like for example, in the I always bring this one up because we have it on record. And people know Christmas music. They know it. They've sung it year after year after year after year. Bing Crosby sings, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let yourself be lies instead of let your heart be light." On the album, like the actual vinyl. How would the powers that be
Okay.
messing with the vinyl
Okay,
record?
let me take you down a deep rabbit hole. Um, just say, let's just pretend for a moment that time travel is possible. Let's just say it's possible for somebody to go back and record something differently, or write something differently, or put something out there differently, so that it changes the timeline, so that when they return, it's changed, but not everybody did the time jump. You see what I'm saying? Like deja vu to me is somebody messing with the timeline. Now, I have listened to people claim that they're time travelers, and I haven't believed a lot of them. But I do believe Andrew Bashiago, because his stories are consistent, and I've been listening to him many, many times. And his stories are very consistent. And not only that, lately they're saying that there's technology available that we have been unaware of. So just consider that maybe people are able to jump back and change things. And in this fashion, I think the powers that be are messing with people's heads, or trying desperately to lock us into a timeline that we're destined to move through.
I still don't see how someone. I really don't think it's time traveling. But I mean, I'm not going to tell someone they're wrong for thinking that.
No, and I'm not, I agree, but there is a possibility that there is a way to change manuscripts, music, movies, things of the sort that are already recorded. There are ways to change that. Maybe not transport a person to go do it themselves, but there are ways to change that.
See that I'm talking about like vinyl albums that are from the 1960s,
Yeah,
50s.
yeah.
But why would they change that? To me, that's a message.
Well, yeah, they're trying, well, it's an effect. They're trying desperately to lock us into a timeline where we're easily controlled. And there's a vast amount of people waking up right now. It is uncontrollable by the powers that be.
But why
So
would they have Bing Crosby sing "Let Yourself Be Lies"?
that's something I really don't want to go into here. I could, though. That's a deeper rabbit hole. Let's just say there are people that believe it as firmly as we believe in God, and as firmly as Christians believe in their spirituality. There are people that believe in the exact opposite.
Mud Rabbit, there's a comment from Damien G there for you on the screen, if you can see it. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I'm reading. But you can't change geography, body changes, animals, and many other changes through the type of time travel you're speaking of. Too many changes that could not be changed that way. I think there's a way to manipulate recorded stuff. I think there's a way to manipulate film, record, music, books. And what they can't manipulate, they find an excuse to burn.
But he mentioned another one, like the literal differences to our body. Like I just covered a new one. We have a bone beard. In my past, I found residue of it. In my past, the muscle that connects our chin used to connect to the bone under the chin. So it would come from the front of the
Mm-hmm.
chin, like under your lip, and curve under and connect under the chin. And now it just connects to the skin. And it looks like an underwater sea creature with tentacles. The muscle under the chin. It now looks like a beard of tentacles. that connects to the skin. So that is a difference in the body that is completely different from my memory. And like
And how do
we
you
now have, oh, I'm sorry, go on.
no? And how do you explain South America moving 1,200 miles to the right? That takes millions and millions of years to for that to happen. The tectonic plates is not going to move overnight.
Time travel would not move a continent.
No, but it would move people into another timeline. It could move an entire planet if there was enough people aware of the dynamics. Knowledge is power. You come up in frequency as a group, as a collective. You get enough people's frequency high enough, and then there's going to be a physical shift. It's all about percentages. If you can get 10% of a population to understand something that you're trying to tell people, if you can get 10% of a group of people to understand it, that knowledge will expand exponentially from them and from the people they told.
See, I disagree because from based on experience, I don't think we shift together. We all shift at different times, which is why some people.
We do it in little shifts as people, as human and as individuals. We do it in little shifts, but there's going to come a time when we all reach a maximum. There has to be enough people that have done this to bring that frequency high enough for the big shift to happen.
Ken,
I
well,
go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead. Okay.
It's okay.
I just want.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead. You was about to say something.
No, it's okay. Really. Go ahead,
Uh,
Propagate.
the queen must be first, though.
I've
uh,
already talked. You've been so quiet. Go ahead.
okay. Ken Rotman says he blames the death. He blames Andy Basiago for the death of a friend after a visit from Andy. I don't understand that word after Andy. I want to say wormhole. Well, it's probably not. Oh, from Andy,
His
whom he had
Andy
whom
Basiago.
from right from whom he hadn't seen in many years. Okay, why did you blame the death on Andy? Oh, anyway,
Andy's going through some health problems of his own. He hasn't been out and about for a long time.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
he
it's
was
funny that
going. I think he was going blind because of the traveling.
Yeah, that was causing problems with his optic nerve. And he was having, at the time we were talking to him over on another channel, he was having dialysis, I think it was. We took up a collection to get him some glasses that he needed, and we got him the glasses and it helped him. And I think he was talking about more surgery. But the only reason I believe him, I did, and I was an unbeliever when I first heard him. I was like, oh yeah, here's another one. But in all the time that I've been listening to him, and I have to go back 5 years, he's been consistent. And people who are lying are never consistent. So I have to give him credit. So until he changes his story even a little bit, I'll believe him. Yeah, we are being put through the ringer.
Propagate. What I was
eh,
going to say was I did not intend to have a show tonight. Mr. Super thinks he found a video that is going to explain the Mandela effect, what's causing it. And I do have to leave because we were supposed to start at 10:30.
uh, okay, no problem. It was nice having you here. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
I'll see you later,
Yeah.
Sandy.
Good seeing you, Sandy.
Good seeing you guys too. I'm sorry to cut and run, but that's what I was
That's
going to say. That's
okay.
why I said propagate. You go first. All right. Have a great show, guys. Thank you for having me on Propagate. And Mud Rabbit, yeah, when we have open panels, you're always welcome to join. It's just
I'll
very late at
try.
night.
Yeah, and I'm
Yes.
I know.
usually Monday's my late night. I haven't lately. I just haven't been able to make it every night.
Okay. Well, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the
Okay.
show.
Good night,
Thank you,
Sandy.
Sandy. Bye
Good
bye.
night. Bye bye.
Yeah, propagate. I wanted to bring a Bible verse on Revelations, chapter 21, verse 1. Says, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth." It's in the Bible that we were going to get a new heaven and a new earth. And like I said, the Bible, it's some people might say it's not a holy book. Okay, fine, but it sure is foretelling the future for sure. And and that's what I believe the Bible is. It's a futuristic handbook for humanity to follow so we can save our own selves, save our souls, and to help our spiritual life. Not a physical, this physical life, screw it, because it's not getting us anywhere. It's just work and work and work, and we never get anywhere. It's just like a mouse inside a treadmill, just running around like crazy, and you never go anywhere. And then as soon as you know about it, you're old and you can't do anything. So that's
And
what happened to me.
at the times that you do become enlightened and you think, okay, you want to change your life, you want to change your routine, you even the small
Yeah.
things you want to change because of that, you
Yes.
meet the resistance.
Yes. Your priorities
Yep.
change.
And
Eh,
well, your priorities change, but then you meet the resistance, and it always starts in your own
Yes.
family. And Jesus
Eh,
said it would start in your own family.
Yes. And then you notice the rich people, they wish they had a good health. And the poor people have the good health and they're happy. And I said, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with life? It's like, you know what? I give up. I just want to believe in God. I'm gonna help myself, help others, um, just save myself, believe in God, because I do believe there we have a soul and it's recording everything, and that's how we get judged. When we die, we take our knowledge, our spirit, our memories, and that's how we get judged. Our heart will be judged by if either you're good or you're bad.
Yeah. What did you accomplish, and how far
Yes.
along your path did you get?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I learned. I mean, I just want to pass that knowledge. That's why I make videos, so I can leave my knowledge. I don't want to take it with me. I just want to go ahead and maybe somebody will use it for their advantage so they don't have to go through the problems that I went through. I mean, since my childhood, I suffered. I couldn't fit in. I didn't understand why nobody liked me, why everybody used me, abused me.
Oh, I
And they,
know why everybody didn't like me.
yeah. Eh,
Yeah, I
So,
was one of those kids cast
yeah,
out. The bullies didn't bother me,
yeah,
it was
exactly.
like,
No,
but the kids didn't accept you.
yeah, because we were weird or different. And
Yeah.
And you know what I learned, Mud Rabbit, is that our energy was different. They couldn't understand why I was like this. You could stab me in the back, and I would still love you. I would still help you, and they would never understand why I was always loving and caring, because they didn't understand it. They were afraid of me
Yeah.
because they didn't understand who I was or
Well, not only
why I
that, you
was.
don't conform.
Yes.
You can't conform. That's why you're
Yep.
the weirdo. You just can't conform. It's not in you to do so.
Hmm.
It's not that you're resisting it. You just can't do it.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to give in to the dark side, like the Star Wars movie. There's a good side and there's a bad side. I
Yep.
want to be on the good side.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to address this. Oh, nice conversation, by the way, y'all. Appreciate it. I have a. Let me see here. I want to address this comment here by Blue Pac Man 13. Welcome. Propagate this light. What is your biggest Mandela effect? Um, y'all might want to rewind the tape because I actually got into that during the beginning part, the line items. Someone was stating that I showed a comment, or I showed a I showed a comment on the screen from Reddit. They were saying that the S is missing in heavens, right? That was my first one.
Yes.
And I have one. I have one more. Um, the second one was Costco. I was sitting in the parking lot of Costco. I'll make it real quick. I looked up at the sign and I said it makes more sense if there was a T in the word in the name Costco. I didn't know what the heck Costco was. A week later, a T was in the name, and everybody's talking about there's a T in Costco now. So those are my two anchor ones there. Yeah, I love the silence because people are able to consume it without any nonsense. So
Yeah.
yeah, go
Suck
ahead.
it in.
It, and that's another experience you had for yourself. You testified on live show right now that you were a witness that there was a T and now there's gone and now there's a T back, right? It's like what the heck is a cost with the T co? That's weird. I never seen that. To me, it was Costco, no T, and that was
Yeah,
that was a big one for me too.
yeah. A year earlier, I was watching television, which I don't watch anymore, but it was a show about businesses and how to come up with a business name that will attract people. And for different businesses, it was a show I was watching. A year later is when I was in the Costco parking lot. That's why I said it doesn't make sense because I didn't know what the heck a Costco was. So now there's a T in it. Who wants to go to a place where they know that it's going to cost them, right? A cost company. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, exactly. See, things like that don't make sense, and then we just say, "Oh, maybe I'm wrong," and you sabotage your own brain, and that's what's happening with everybody that I saw in the chat. They're sabotaging their own selves, their own beliefs, and they think that they did it, or CERN did it, or we must be in a simulation. Maybe there's AI doing it. No, it's you. You're the one that's moving. You're the one with the memory. You're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with your brain. We just got put here by no choice. I'm here with against my will, and that's
You're
what
here
it's
because
on.
of your frequency. You're resonating
Yes,
here.
exactly. Whatever your frequency is, that's where you're gonna get moved. So if you're doing bad stuff, you're gonna go in a bad place, even
Yeah,
worse than this place. So
exactly.
so whatever your frequency is, your energy or whatever energy you're putting out, you're gonna pay. Karma
That's where
is
you're
a
gonna.
bitch,
Yes, she is, and that's where you're gonna end
and
up.
it won't forget. That's one thing I
Yeah,
learned about life is karma. You will pay no
yeah.
matter what. You will not leave this earth until you pay. Your karma is paid in full.
Yeah, well, we called it karmic ribbons in our family. You have to get them all burned off. My best friend says that about karma, that if you're good, God will let you watch. I've always stood by that because it's kind of satisfying to see the people
Yes.
that have put others through so much torture get their comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
You
We have
know,
a
Yeah.
I
comment. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I know you're finished.
no, that's okay.
Yeah. I just call myself a positive God's antenna. I want to bring and be connected to a positive 5G, whatever you call that, a positive antenna. I want to be
Positive
a good
frequency.
antenna
Yeah.
frequency, yes, a positive frequency for God. And that's what I want to be and where I want to die.
Okay. We
Yeah.
have a question from. Give me a second here. We have a question from PG 24. So make sure your replies are rated R. No, I'm joking. The question is, does anyone think they died and we are in some kind of purgatory or something like that? But be sure we don't go into a political route or nothing too dark. You know what I mean? Anybody want to tackle that one there?
Yeah, I think we're here for the lesson.
Mhm. We're here
We
to
came
record.
here. Yep, we're here for, it's called witnessing.
Yes. All you're doing is recording your life
Yep.
experience, and you're here. Let's say you unalive somebody. Okay, when you die, you're gonna pay for that, but you're gonna feel the pain of that person you caused pain to it, and their mom, and their sister, and their uncle, and their grandma. You're gonna feel the pain all at once. That's your punishment. The pain that you caused others. Everything bad you will pay either here or over there on the dark side. And that is a promise.
But we also have an opportunity to rectify some things. We also have an opportunity to repent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, God made a promise to us. It's Revelations
Yes.
3:10.
Yes.
It's where he promised to shelter us and keep us through all of this. So if you're living in a purgatory or living in a purgatory state, I would ask you to examine your life around you. I mean, like I said before, if you have asked to have this light, to live in this positivity, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be put through a trial. You have to be worthy of it.
Oh, I like that. That was nice.
Yes.
Noise.
Hey, amen to
Uh,
that.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I want to throw something in here real quick. Yeah, that's nice. Amen. Um, People always say this when I mention Costco, or when anyone else mentions Costco that I'm listening to a stream. They always say Costco, without the T, is a Chinese shipping company. I realized that myself after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not confused about this. I'm not saying he's saying I'm confused, but yeah,
But
it
at
is a
the
shipping.
time, yeah, at the time, it could have been a company switchover, but at the time, it was a surprise to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If the
Yeah.
chat has any questions, can they put them on like capital letters so I can see them? If they have a question for me, I will happy to answer them. So, because I don't want them to be confused. I don't want them to think that I'm a troll. I don't want them to think that I'm against them. I
Oh, we
want.
know you're not a troll.
Oh, thank you.
We love you.
I just sound like one, but I'm not. I just have different thoughts, different beliefs, different areas that help me, and I just want to pass them along. I don't mean harm to anybody. I have a disclaimer. I'm not I don't claim to have the answers. I just claim to have part of it, because we all have part of it, of the answer to the Mandela effect. So I always have, and I always answer potentially is the answer. So I don't want to do any claims that I'm correct.
Anybody have any questions for him while this great panel is still here? You know, put it in the chat and I'll put it up on the screen. Isn't this the one of the best broadcasts y'all ever been to? I'm talking about y'all in the chat. Sandy's is good too, by the way.
Well, people want to know why the Mandela effect is happening, because it's been going on for 12 years. Everybody's been stuck in changes. And when somebody comes along, it's like there's no proof. There's no
I think it's
video
been
proof.
going on a lot longer.
Yes. And exactly, the Mandela effect has been going on since the beginning of time, but we never figured that out until it had a name.
We
And
have a
we all
term for
figure,
it now.
yeah, we have a term, we have an activity that relates to our memories that matches what's going on, and it's called the Mandela effect, which some people like it quantum effect. Sometimes they want to call it different names, but Mandela effect is what people believe in it, and they always say it. But um, I just wanted to say thank you for having me here. Thank you for your patience. I believe I believe there is a message with the Mandela effect if you keep a positive attitude towards it, and trust yourself. Trust your memories. Don't let other people deceive you, or Satan deceive you and take you to hell, because you're going against the Bible, you're going against God's word, you're going against reality. What reality is real. My reality is real. It's not knowledgeable. It's not it's not changing retroactively, like Stavely says, retroactively. I don't know how to say it, or changing.
Retroactively.
Yeah, something like that. He uses a real big word that I can say. I'm a Mexican, sorry, but yeah, I just hate it, and I just needed to step up and thank. I wanted to thank Propagate for having me here, and and I want to tell people there is a why, a where, and a when. And we found this answer many years ago, but nobody's listening because there's Satan has a real grip on them, and once Satan grasps a hold of you, he will never let you go. He will drive you crazy.
Yeah, and I think he has uh, a Benz, but you don't want to ride in that. Um, sorry, he said drive you crazy. So channel 727 asked you a question there. Sag arm, do you know the Earth is flat? I asked because of the globe.
Okay. I really don't like to get into flat Earth because I'm in a spiritual journey, and flat Earth is not going to do anything for me. But what I learned is that it is under a dome, but the dome is infinite because nobody has been to the edge, to the north side, to the east side, to the west side, to the none of them. I have never seen a video that somebody got on a plane and hit the dome on the side, only up. They've been hitting rockets, hitting the dome up there. But I do believe there's more Earths that they're not telling us about. I believe the Earth that we're on right now is infinite, and it has a ice wall, and it's against for us to go over there. But a lot of people went there. Believe 4 or 5 people went over there to Antarctica, and they recorded the 24/7 sun. And now the people that were flat Earths, now they're becoming globers.
They're starting to
But
see it. Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's a much bigger globe than what we've been told. We're just
yeah,
isolated on a very small section of it.
yeah. So if somebody tells me I'm on the same Earth, I'll say, okay, well, show me the North Star. It's missing. It's been missing for 5 years, but nobody talks about it. So if I'm in the same Earth, you can ask Suri right now, and she will tell you there's 4 planets with rings like Saturn. Um, Even the Earth has rings right now where we're at. So you're not
And
going to tell me that I'm on the same Earth and that this is a singularity event. No, I have proof that the multiverse is real. I have proof that my soul is moving because I witness different Earths and I talk about it on my videos and I show different logos that nobody has ever seen, and and I show proof that I've been on a different Earth. So, and nobody can tell me that I'm wrong or because I was there. I ate the cereal with the Fruit Loops. I ate the corn flakes with the K. I saw Sinbad, Shazam. I was there. Nobody can tell me that I was. My memory is wrong. It's
I
wrong
saw his
here.
interview. I saw his
Yeah.
interview on a talk show after the movie.
Uh-huh. And a lot of people saying Sinbad is lying. No, you're talking to a
No.
different Sinbad, a different version of Sinbad where he never made the movie. And you say, well, we can prove it. No, you can't. Those are imitation, residue imitation. They're not original. Just like that picture you showed. That came from our planet with the memory with another company made it because they they remember it. That memory came from different places. Our memory comes from different earths. That's why we're having struggle. We're struggling here to understand the Mandela effect. Like your underwear. Where is the cornucopia? I remember the cornucopia. So if my
I remember that too,
yeah,
the
but
cornucopia.
But where did all the underwear went and where all the teachers go? Where did the cornucopia disappear?
They
But if you
disappeared.
talk to but if you talk to a Mandela effect person, it says it changed. It moved. And I said, no, where's your proof? You have no video proof to say that. And then I get attacked. And it's like, oh, no, you must be crazy. No, but I remember cornucopia. I wore it myself. I saw it for myself.
My
So,
mother bought them for my brother.
yes,
Yes.
yes. That's because we were on a different earth where that existed. Now we're on a different earth where that that company made a different choice that did not include the cornucopia. It's written in the records, United States records, that there was a cornucopia, but they never used it.
But the whole point is you had to reach a certain frequency to be
Yes.
able to be shifted this way.
Yes. And people don't understand
Yeah.
because people think, oh, my microwave changed. It used to be black, now it's white.
You know what's
Like,
interesting is the overlap. You know, when it started out, the question was about angry people,
mhm,
and these people, they're not able. They don't have something in them energetically to enable them to do this. They're just so off on the negative. I mean, setting fires, running amok, having riots. I mean, Jim Christmas, this is getting crazy. You know, that's why I said the pit is open. These people have all these attachments glomming onto them, you know, because we didn't raise the right generation at that
mhm,
time to have some spirituality, to have some compassion. We've
uh-huh.
also got a lot of infant souls coming in. And now it's
Yes.
time for the older souls to come in, which is what I was talking about with the newer generation. But
Mhm.
people have too many attachments.
There are too many distractions.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah,
moly.
that's what they are. There's distractions. They look over there. Something's
Yeah.
happening over
Yeah.
there.
I always
And
wonder, you know, when something comes up that they make a big deal about it in the news, it's like, what are they trying to keep us from noticing?
exactly, and
Yeah.
that's what I bring with the Mandela effect. The
Yeah.
Mandela effect was discovered at the Dragon Con. Dragon means Satan.
Yeah.
Uh, Fiona Broom is a witch. She's
Mm-hmm.
a paranormal investigator with demons. She looks around looking for demons. She talks to demons.
She's got
Hello,
attachments.
and
Oh, Lord, we were
that's where
told
the
not to
Mandela
do that.
effect. That's where the Mandela effect originated from. Am I right or wrong?
I agree. I agree.
Okay, so
Yeah. I've
so
always
how
thought, you
Satan?
know, I've always thought it's the effect of something bigger. I mean, I don't want to say it didn't happen, and I'm sure it's happened to many, many people, and in my
Yeah.
case, only a very rare time. But it's an effect of
Yes.
something bigger. And I think we shouldn't be looking at that. We should be looking above it to see what caused it.
And that's where Satan is stepping in to blind
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I said, you have Satan blinders on. You're not listening to me, and you will not listen to me. Even if you see this broadcast, you will not get it. I
Mm-hmm.
call you guys, the people that don't get it and don't understand, they're not spiritual. I call them casualties, spiritual casualties, because you will be deceived because Satan is very strong here. And maybe one person will get this message. I don't expect for everybody to get this message, but only one will do it and will understand because they have all the other people have Satan blinders on. And that's I learned through the years that people are putting God in a box. Please give God the credit for the Mandela effect. It's not bad. He's just protecting our soul from the evil people, from Satan. He's protecting our soul. That's why he keeps moving us, because love, God is love. Love cares. Love, God loves us. He cares for us, and he's protecting our soul. And if you notice that all these reptilians and everybody else, they enjoy the negativity. They feed off on the negativity. That's their lifeline. The shows, the theaters, when you see a spooky movie, That's a battery. That's a negative battery. And when
Loosh.
you watch the news, yes, the loosh, the negative loosh, that's their food. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how they keep everybody in a negative uh, frequency. That's why I don't watch TV. I don't go to the movies. It's because it's not because I don't want to. It's because it's all bad news. It's a
Isn't
negative.
is isn't it amazing how much better your life gets? I'm not saying your life becomes perfect, but I'm saying your life does become measurably better when you
Yeah.
stop going to movies, when you
Uh-huh.
stop watching TV, or at least I have a television. It's a Roku, so I can get YouTube on that. But I don't watch the syndicated channels. I don't watch the local channels. I don't have cable. I don't have satellite. None of that since 2016. And my life has been so much better without them. My mind is clearer. I make better decisions. I would strongly advocate turn off your television.
Yeah, yeah. I have something. I don't even have a TV no more. Regarding Fiona Broom, I always hear people say, regarding her last name that she's a witch. I don't totally agree with that, but because it's her last name is Broom, so a witch has a broom, right? But from what I've heard, she's not the one. From what I've heard, she took the notion of the Mandela effect from this person named Starfire Tour that was on Coast to Coast AM, and there's a whole story behind that. I'm not exactly sure if that's true or not, but that's what I've heard.
I think there's a lot of people out there that get caught up in the glamour of being dark.
Mm-hmm.
I think they like to, they also, these entities that feed on our loosh feed on others' loosh through the people they're attached to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to be very careful where you get your information from, because if it doesn't feel right, you have to stop and examine it. These things are dead serious. Even the little elementals are dead serious. What was that?
It was probably one of the elementals trying to cut in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my phone.
Oh.
I'm trying. I have to go because I'm down to 10%. My phone's heating
Oh.
up, and yeah, I have to go. And it was fun being here. And I appreciate your time to listen to my version of the Mandela effect. I know
So
I'm
glad
gonna
you
piss a
came.
lot of people. I know I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, but to
That's
me,
part of it. Just, I'm
yeah,
sure you're used to it by now, but it's all part of the
yeah,
game. You're going to
yeah,
piss people off.
but you're not gonna convince me like what was his name? Black Cat. He said that the island of Gibraltar moved to Spain, and that's why they had those monkeys in that area, because there was an island. Yes, there was an island on my planet. Now on the planet that I'm here doesn't exist. The island of Gibraltar never existed. He would never find it. So to me, that's real. That's physical. Nobody in this planet or this world uh, will tell me that Satan went over there and got a shovel and got rid of that island to fool us. And another thing before I go is that Satan is making the Mandela effect fun. At first, you're gonna say, "Oh, the monocle is missing." Ah ha ha ha! That's fun. That's crazy. Give me some more. Oh, the Kit Kat Dash is no longer there. Oh, fun. All right, good.
It's
But
like a drug dealer. They give you
yeah,
everything you want. They give you,
the
oh, they
first
make your life
fix.
so
There you
great,
go.
but then you
There
got to
you go.
work your tail off.
The first fix, the first hit they give
Mm-hmm.
you is free. Now they got you hooked. Now you're
Yep.
looking at the Mandela effect day and night like a junkie. You're just trying to search and search. What's the next Mandela effect?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I tell you, don't waste your time. Changes are indicators. There are clues that we're somewhere else. Period. There is the evidence that we're on a different earth, on a different body, on a different sky, different beliefs, where people here are evil, and we're not safe here. We need to protect ourselves. We need to stop saying things are changing, because they're not. People are gonna, if you tell people things are changing, they're gonna think you're delusional. And
Yeah, but
that's,
what's happening for us vibrating over here, it's going to happen for them to vibrate back over there.
yes, yeah.
So there
If
will be a separation,
yes, of the awake and the sleep.
the wheats and the tares.
Yes, the believers and the non-believers. I believe the Mandela effect is involved with everything. It explains everything, what's happening to our soul. It gives us a lot of reason. It gives us a lot of answers if you take it the positive way and do not lose track of God. Once you lose track of God, the Most High, you will be lost
Oh, and
forever.
your light gets sucked away. You know,
Yes.
I'm a knitter and a seamstress and a crocheter. I do all these fabric arts, and the thing that gets me on the sewing machine is the zigzag stitch. This is how I see what's happening to the world right now. You know, you go off in these little mental tangents when you're getting into something. But you look at this stitch and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and
Hmm.
forth. And if you look at what's happening now in the world, this is happening more rapidly,
Yes.
us swinging back and forth.
And a lot of people remember seeing 1111, 444.
Mm-hmm,
Those are
mm-hmm.
signs from God. Listen to God. Those are indicators.
Yeah,
Wake
angel
up.
numbers and
Yeah,
countdowns.
there you go.
Some people will get the 1111 or the
Yeah,
111 all the time. I get the countdowns. I have
yeah.
gotten the countdown all my life.
and,
All my
and that's
life.
and that's how God speaks to me when
Yeah.
I make a video. And Black Tom, there was a big explosion and the Liberty statue was destroyed. It's like, no, that never happened. That would have been big news, but it happened here. So the past is different because we don't belong here. We don't, it's not in our memory. We're not mistaken. It's just we weren't here to witness. The body that was here witnessed it, but not us.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different conscience. This is a different memory inside of a different avatar. They're, I call them doppelgangers, avatars, and we're
Mm-hmm.
body snatch.
The people in my group call them meat puppets.
Yeah, that's what we are right now. We're inside of another meat puppet. Yep.
On the upside, on
Okay.
the upside of being in this side of it, there's more knowledge to be had. There's more things gifted to us that we didn't have at our disposal back there. We have so many things at our disposal, at our fingertips, literally right now, that we did not have. And I'm not talking about tech, I'm talking about necessities that
Mm-hmm.
we did not have 5 years ago. And it's been a big fight to get them, but we've got them.
Yes.
So we're on a positive trend. It's just that when we got here, there was a bunch of people left over from the last one that were here. You know, it's a cycle. You're not
Yes.
the only ones. You're going into another world. Whoever was there is going on to their world. It doesn't just begin and end with us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, like the Mandela, I can back it up with the Bible. I can back it up with facts. I can back it up with real evidence. And I have, like I said, we have a book called Terrace of the Milky Way. The author is Dale Dufay. It's only $5 on Amazon. The ebook, $5. It's a non-profit book. We don't want no profit. We want to get it out there so we can educate the people. And I don't want to plug the book, but I'm part of it because I paid for this book. I published it. I gave him money. I paid him $350 a month for 3 years, so he
What's the
can.
name of it again? And I'll get the
Uh,
link and drop it in the chat.
yeah, the name is Terrace of the Milky Way by Dale
Terrace.
Duf. Yes, by Dale Dufay. Terrace of the Milky Way, and he explains that our soul is splintered. It's not just one conscience. We're
Yeah.
all our souls have a conscience. They all have free wills. It's all in the book. I'm not making this up. This believes everything that I said, all the words that I said, it comes from that book. I'm not I'm not trying to promote my channel. I'm not trying to promote that I'm being smart or whatever. No, this evidence and this proof, these answers that we found a long time ago. We're just sharing with the world. We want to share it so we can make people more spiritual, and
It's
we're
not,
trying to let them know there is a God and He's alive.
there's, it's not coming up. Terrace, as in TERRACE.
TERRA, terrace of
Oh,
the Milky Way.
terrace.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
misunderstood.
like tierra in Spanish,
Okay.
but it's terrace. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't mark it.
TERRAS. I should have figured it out. I mean, I'm from Miami. Come on.
No, it's okay. Yeah, chapter 28, it
Yeah.
says everything's just different. They're not
It's not.
changing. Chapter 27, World War II, battles have different outcomes. I mean, he goes through everything, and we have proof, and we got facts, and we have a book. I'm not just talking nonsense. He says we already went through the ringer. I tested my theories to the church. I talked to people, many people, and they say, yeah, you're right. Your evidence is right on, and it's believable.
It
Okay,
said
guys.
arm.
Yes, sir.
Before you leave, thank you for being here. I'm happy that you're here and I met you because I'm familiar with the guy you're talking about way before I knew you existed. And I'm familiar that I'm aware that he had a book, but I didn't know that you had something to do with it. So thanks for being here.
Yes.
Yeah, SAG, if the next time you come back on next Monday, if you can bring me the link, because it's not coming up anywhere I'm looking.
Okay.
Bring the link and I'll post it in the chat for people.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Please. Thank
I will
you.
do. I'll send it to Sandy, and Sandy will send it to Propagate, and he'll send it to you.
Okay, and Prop, if you want to, you can put it in your channel description.
Yeah, for sure. Once
You
I
know, people can
get
catch up.
Okay.
hmm
Well, thank you
okay.
guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. I
Thank you.
appreciate it, and God bless you guys. And thank you for everything.
Thank you,
Thank.
and see you Monday.
All right. And happy late Easter. I hope everything went fine. And like I said, I want to reveal this for God's sake. God put these words into me, and I'm just relaying it to the world or to your channel, and
Perfect
hope
day.
somebody will catch something out of it and use it for their lives to make it better, not worse.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect day for it.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, and good night, everybody. My
Good
phone's about
night.
to die. Good night. Bye bye.
Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't find his book. That was awesome. Well,
Yes,
gang,
yes.
it's late here, and I know you've probably got school night tonight, right? Are you muted? Prop?
Yeah, sorry about that. My phone was
Oh,
acting up. Sorry about
I lost you for a minute there. It's like, oh no, what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you being here. We'll go live. We go live, y'all, every Monday at 5:15 p.m. PST over here on Propagate This Light channel. Interesting, enlightening, and I can't say the word.
Enlightening.
Thank you. Conversations.
It's late.
Yeah, it
Okay,
might be.
gang.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Much love.
Peace. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, y'all. Hopefully, 1, 2, 3. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. All right. My device is saying it's time to go too. So thank y'all. Ken says goodnight to my rabbit. Yeah, yeah. All right, thank you, Sandy D. What's up? Pushing buttons. I'm trying to get your comment on the screen here. I don't know, my device is acting up now. Let me get out of here before my device, you know, I won't be able to say nothing and I'll just be muted. All right, y'all. Thank you for being here. Come back again soon. All right, every Monday. Rock steady. Peace.